everybody, and welcome into the IHSA State Finals on CSN Chicago. We are live from the beautiful campus of the University of Illinois in Champaign, where we are bringing you the 5A, 6A, 7A, and 8A state title games from Memorial Stadium. It is 42 and sunny outside, but we're all cozy here in our little studio. I'm Sierra Santos alongside Edgy Tim. Our first game of the day, Vernon Hills and Peoria. What you looking for in this game?
Classic matchup of two different teams. You've got Vernon Hills, tremendously strong on defense and a very solid offense. Peoria, off the chain offensively. They roll up the points, the yards. A classic matchup between these two games, these two teams in Class 5A.
So we're kicking things off with 5A. Let's take a look at the schedule. After that, we've got the 6A title game, Prairie Ridge against Sacred Heart Griffin. Class 7A, Plainfield North versus East St. Louis. And the Class 8A title game, the big dog, Loyola Academy versus Maine South. And with that, we are going to bring in our esteemed team. We'll be calling all the action up in the booth. Lawrence Holmes and Mark Lindo.
Sierra, thank you very much. All right, Mark, you got these two teams, Vernon Hills and Peoria, 5A title. Why don't we take a look on how these two teams got here? You had Vernon Hills with a one-possession win, and you also had Peoria with a one-possession win. Both of these teams are really, really exciting. I love watching them play. You got two high-tempo offenses getting ready to go after it.
And no doubt it should be a fun one, a little bit of a shootout. You have a situation where Peoria plays basketball on a football field. They are high-paced, high-octane, try to outscore an opponent. Vernon Hills, they can play at that pace as well. But I think that you'll see the Cougars play at a situation where they're going to hang their hat on their defense today, believing that that is their best way to a championship here on Saturday morning.
All right, so why don't we take a look at one of those members of that defense for Vernon Hills, our player to watch here, Andrew Chick Smith, and you're going to hear us refer to him as Chick Smith. This guy is a big-time player for them.
Hey, he's an all-stater, physical, emotional leader of this team, the prototype linebacker, first-team all-stater. His numbers tell the story right there, a whopping 152 tackles. He plays hard, he plays fast, and he finishes plays defensively.
Let's move it over to Peoria and Kendrick Green, another player to watch. What makes him so special?
Well, he's an all-stater, two-way starter. He's disruptive defensively with speed into opponents' blocking schemes. 6'4", he's athletic at 279s. He runs down running backs. He's athletic and skilled. He'll draw double teams today. A defensive difference maker for the Lions is Kendrick Green.
Both of these teams are fired up. Mark's fired up. We're fired up to bring you the 5A title game. It's coming up next on Comcast Sportsnet.
Wonderful.
Nice, Coach.
The band has played the national anthem. The teams are on the field. We are minutes away from kickoff. And Edgy Tim, I am going to start with Vernon Hills. What is going to be their key to this game?
Vernon Hills, you're playing old school, blood, guts football. This is a grinded out game if you're Vernon Hills.
And with Peoria, what's their key to the game? We know they've got the size advantage. What's going to be working for them today?
Throw the stake on the field, open the cage, let the lion loose.
That sounds like a good key to the game. They're big boys. I'm sure it's going to be a feisty one out there. We are going to send it to break, and when we come back, we have the 5A title game on CSN Chicago.
Welcome back into the 5A state championship game. Vernon Hills taking on Peoria, and Peoria is going to receive the kickoff here, Mark. Their offense is high-powered. I'm looking forward to seeing it up close.
Should be a fun one here today. Both teams juiced. A beautiful, hey, how blessed are we that we got blue sky and you and I have our jackets off. This is absolutely obscene in November 26th because this is going to be a great weather day for 4 great championship title matchups.
There's no doubt about that. Vernon Hills, their motto is, why not us? And their kicker, Smits, who's going to be kicking off here, he has the potential to put this into the end zone. One of the bigger legs in high school football, 26 of 27 points after try, 9 of 11 field goals, and a long of 48 yards. We're underway here in Champaign. Up man with the return and decent field position for Peoria as they start things off on their own 35.
Well, a little squib kick right there. He got the ball 35-yard, enviable starting position. You see Karan Taylor coming out to lead his football team. He's a 2-year starter, a big-time arm. He can handle the football, carrying it. He can throw the football. Those numbers are just sparkling, and he is the catalyst of this high-octane, fast-break offense.
And they start with a little handoff up the middle. And here are Taco Bell starting lineups, and there you see they have so many rushing outlets with Karan Taylor, Geno Hess, and Jalen James. They are a force when running the ball. As you can see, this is going to be what they do. James up the middle there for 4 yards.
James, a workhorse. He's been their MVP of late, an outstanding blocker. 1,300 yards. He has 21 TDs. This team is a power counter kind of team with their running game.
You saw Chick Smith there getting in on the tackle. We're going to be calling his name quite a bit throughout the afternoon. And our first flag of the day.
Dead ball foul. Snap infraction against the offense. 5 yards from the penalty. Replay, 3rd down.
So a snap infraction there. A little clunky so far for Peoria's offense. They're usually a lot more smooth than this.
Yeah, Mark DiMarzio on the call. He winds the clock there. Snap infraction, that's a fancy way of saying illegal procedure. It's 5 yards either way.
Big play down the middle of the field. And there it is. You see Colton Smith-Brown and Taylor with the big pass play down the middle of the field.
Plenty of time to eye. Finds Fenderson down the field, a soft spot in the zone. He gets it over the linebacker, move the stick, explosive play.
23 yards on that one, and now a handoff up the middle as we start to see Hess get loose for Peoria. And here's our Vernon Hills starting lineup, brought to you by Taco Bell. We're going to make a lot of talk. You're going to see a lot of us talking about Andrew Chick Smith, number 51. He is a playmaker for this Vernon Hills defense. 12 yards on that last run up the middle by Hess. And now Taylor on a keeper around the left side. Fumbles the ball, still loose. See who picked it up. It looked like Peoria got it back. That's a nice play by Fenderson, paying attention there.
A little bit of a read play as he faked the handoff. He saw the defense collapse down the linebackers. He took it himself. Ball pops out, staying with the play and keeping possession for the Lions. That's what you want to do. Is you're around the football, good things happen to you.
Max Lyle with the forced fumble there. And now Peoria will be inside the red zone.
Peoria runs the football to the tune of somewhere between 75, 85, sometimes 90 plays game. See, how about absurd numbers there? 2,597 yards, 9.1 average. He's an explosive threat to the end zone every touch.
This time, a little fake and then a pass outside. This one to Smith-Brown on the right side for a gain of 8.
Now what's neat about this play, we get a chance to explain a run-pass option. He had the ability right there. Look at the handoff. That's not just a play action, that's an option, run and pass. He reads the linebacker on that, throws the ball into the flat, nice pickup. That is a cerebral play by the quarterback.
8th play of the drive, and now Hess up the middle for a couple of yards. This Peoria team has scored almost 750 points this year. They are a machine offensively. It's going to be fun to watch them go up against Vernon Hills defense, which is very good.
4 times over 70 and 3 more times over 60 points.
Taylor with the keeper on the right side. Good pursuit by Vernon Hills. Maris with the nice tackle on the right side.
Maris plays what they call the spur position. Now this guy's he's a little shaker, 5'8", 165, but he's a big time hitter. He might be spying on Karan Taylor in this situation. A lot of times the defense, you see the 3-man front by Vernon Hills, will put one man on the quarterback, spy him.
Taylor now rolling right. Pass looked like it was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and there's a stretch there. Let's see if he got in. They're saying no, he's down at the 1. That's Jalen James with the reception. 10 yards on the play.
See a little play action pass roll. Look at his eyes downfield. He knows where James is going to be. Now watch, he's fight. He's trying to stretch it in.
He's really close.
Yeah, very close, but they get to play smash mouth football now, trying to punch it in. Come right at you.
Taylor takes it himself, and he scores. Karan Taylor now with his 20th rushing touchdown of the year. Peoria takes an early 6-0 lead.
Well, he had 107 yards and a 44-yard rushing touchdown last week. And the big offensive line, they go 6'3", 288. The big guys up front opened some holes on that particular drive, didn't they?
Fascinating to watch what they do offensively. They've got so many weapons, and now they'll bring on Brian Quintero. And Quintero knocks in his 49th point after try for the season. Peoria 7, Vernon Hills nothing. Take a look at that.
Well, there's just a read. You did churn. You think that young man knows where the end zone's at? Peoria up early.
Back here in Champaign as Peoria taking a 7-0 lead over Vernon Hills in the 5A title game. And we just saw a little bit of history, Mark.
Absolutely, they came in number 2, and look who's there. Our next game, Sacred Heart Griffin, but 750 points this team has. That is now, they have obliterated the state scoring record, and to add to that, I'll throw one more thing at you. That's their 86th rushing touchdown. So this team is just incredibly fun to watch, and you know what? Don't get a drink of water because you're going to miss points being put on the board with this Peoria offense.
Well, we talked about both teams being able to do this. Now a kickoff here that looked like it was headed out of bounds, but fielded at the 40-yard line. So now we'll get the opportunity to see Vernon Hills offense, and they got a real tough guy playing quarterback for them. Kyle Hall, watching him a week ago with the throwing against what were 30, 35 mile per hour gusts and still being able to complete passes. He is one tough hombre, and you're going to see him do all sorts of things. He is an RPO quarterback. He can do a little bit of everything.
21 touchdowns accounted for.
And there's his first play. Getting it out to the right side to Drew Weingarter. Let's take a look at the starters for Vernon Hills offense, brought to you by Taco Bell. You're going to see a lot of Kyle Hall and Nick Maris in this game, and they love to get the ball out to Weingartner, who can make some plays. They've got some athletes. This is a group that's been together. These juniors and seniors have been together for a long time in this system under Bill Bellicoma.
Yeah, they run some different sets. Look at, they want a quadrangular set there, and they have 3 blockers out in front.
Weingartner gets out to the left, going up against that Peoria defense. Let's take a look at the Peoria defense, brought to you by Taco Bell. Kendrick Green, your player to watch, Mark. Why do we need to watch him?
Well, he's so explosive. He's fast. He's 6'4". He's athletic. He runs like a deer, and he's disruptive. What he does is he draws double teams. That allows the linebackers to read, react, wrap up, and make plays.
Hull taking on a little bit of pressure and gets buried in the backfield. There's also a flag on the play. Let's see what the officials call here.
And that's a disruption we talked about. Sometimes you want big guys up front, but oftentimes you want speed up front. Speed just is so important to, you get around and do twists and loops on the offensive line. Speed can win. Illegal shift there.
You start looking at that defense for Peoria. They've got some good size, and you talked about Green. Green's a monster at 279, but Cam Harris makes plays for them.
Shift on the offense, moving forward at the snap, the decline, 2nd down.
So that'll back Vernon Hills up a little bit. And there's Tim Thornton. Tim Thornton, he's a great story, someone who absolutely loves the city of Peoria. Heard him talking on a podcast on how he wants the Lions to own the city. And that doesn't mean beating the other teams in Peoria. It means being the team that everyone rallies around, and they've done a good job of that so far this year. We got an offside penalty here.
Dead ball foul, encroachment, number 25 on defense. 5 yards from the spot. We play 2nd down.
The motto for Peoria is fast, hard, finish. And on defense, they want to be liquid flowing through what the offense does. And that's you see the skyline of Peoria on Tim Thornton's cap. That is a big deal to the folks down there. And he has done an incredible job coaching this team.
They do a great amount of community service work. He wants his guys to be winners on and off the field.
There you see the arm of Hull, and a big play here. Max Lyle makes it all the way into the end zone, 50 yards for the Vernon Hills touchdown.
Oh my goodness, Lyle was open. What a great throw by Hull, because he gets the ball out of the deep drop in the zone. The linebacker could not make a play. Look at his eyes downfield. He knows he's got a crossing pattern just to release. He gets the ball right over the outstretched arms of Kendrick Green, and then it was Katie bar the door to the house. When you find a weak spot in the zone, no one home except for the ball carrier, the receiver.
A 4-play, 60-yard drive that only took 49 seconds. Now Andre Schmidt comes in with the extra point, one of the best kickers in the state. We told you that this was going to be an offensive battle, and we have not been disappointed so far. Big-time play by Kyle Hall to Max Lyle, and we're tied in Champaign. The 2016 IHSA Football State Championships are brought to you by Country Financial. Country Financial will help you build a plan with insurance and financial solutions to help you get to where you want to go. Call your local rep at 1-866-COUNTRY or visit countryfinancial.com. Mark, we expected a lot of offense in this game, and we have not been disappointed in the first 4 minutes.
Hey, there's only been 2 touchdowns in 4 minutes. A slow-paced game. Hey, this is so much fun. And how about the explosive play? Vernon Hills, man, they didn't flinch, did they? Peoria comes right down, punches them right in the mouth of the running game, and Vernon Hills with Hull's arm and Lyle's speed comes right back to knot things up early.
Deep kickoff by Schmidt. Fumbled there at the 10, but picked up. And Peoria's going to start this drive inside their own 20. That's what a great kicker can do for you, and that's one of the things about Schmidt that Vernon Hills considers to be a weapon.
But you know, the ironic thing is, field position at any level is so important when you make people play with an 80, 90-yard field. But the ironic thing, the obscene thing, is there's no such thing as a short or long field of Peoria, because they're so explosive. And Vernon Hills, their offense showed the same thing with that long scoring strike. So explosive plays, modus operandi today.
Earlier this year, Peoria scored 96 points in a playoff game. And they are now the record holder for points in a season with 750. This offense can get it going in a hurry.
Yeah, that was Washington, or Decatur Eisenhower. They beat 96-40. Washington, they put 68 up on.
This is a big, tough run for a first down. Hess with the carry. And they've got so many weapons running the ball at you. And then Taylor can drop back and make a big play down the field.
Hess is just a junior getting Division I looks. He's a bulldog.
Taylor keeps it on this one. We got a flag. This one might be coming back.
Corey Taylor, the keeper.
Yeah, we got a hold on Peoria, so that's going to bring this one back.
It's so important as people, viewers, watch Karan Taylor, the quarterback #1. His decision-making is so important to their offense. They're a power counter team, but his job is still to read the defense and then make decisions on the field.
Holding on the offense, number 63. 10 yards from spot of the foul. We play first down.
Look at these numbers that they were able to put out throughout the season, and there's the outlier down there at the bottom, Eisenhower getting beat. You score 40 points, you probably feel pretty good about your day, and then you realize that you lost by 7 touchdowns,
yeah,
8 touchdowns.
You go 70, you go 79, you keep going. It's just obscene numbers.
Scary team that can put up points really quickly, going up against a defense. When we talked with Bill Bellicoma earlier this week, he talked about his linebackers and talked about how they're the heart and soul of his team. They run a 3-5-3 defense. Smith, he's the monster in that defense. Number 51, keep your eyes on him when Peoria has the ball. And there's Taylor, bounce to the outside, another flag. A lot of laundry so far in this game, Mark.
Well, both teams, you know, trying to get off the football. On the offensive side, you're listening. On the defensive side, you're watching the football. And a lot of times defenders, when they make a mistake, they're listening to quarterbacks rather than watching the football, which is the cardinal sin of a defensive lineman.
Looks like this penalty is going to be against Peoria.
Holding on the offense, number 4. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. We play second down.
Gino Hess already 6 carries, 27 yards, 4.5. He'll be the workhorse today.
Second down and 18 at the 24-yard line.
Anytime you get your hands outside of the shoulders of the defender, you have an opportunity for the official to think that is a hole. Aaron Jowers was the culprit there at 5'7".
A little pitch play out to James, who runs to the left side, picks up about a yard.
Ball carrier.
You know, this team averages 550
Run out of bounds
yards.
at 24.
Lords, they have not 1, not 2, but 3 1,000-yard rushers. Now, 1,000-yard rushing is, you know, the benchmark, if you will, for a running back. And they have 2 running backs and a quarterback with those kind of numbers. So when you're that diverse, you cannot scheme to just stop one man, although we did mention they might be spying Taylor here today.
Taylor with over 1,500 yards, Hess with over 2,600 yards, and James with over 1,300 yards. And there you see Hess with another nice run to the outside, 13 yards for him on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down situation, and Peoria is going to go for it. They're leaving their offense out on the field. 4th and about 5.
Vernon Hills showing blitz on the outside edges.
Now they're changing the play up. Could we see a pooch kick situation here? They just couldn't get the play together, or they were stalling to see if they can maybe have Vernon Hills jump offside.
So they get the delay of game, I believe.
Dead ball foul. Snap infraction on the offense. 4th down.
Another one of those snap infractions we're talking. When we hear that call, what does that mean?
It's just a legal procedure with different terminology. Basically, somebody moved before the snap, so a little bit different verbiage.
And there's a fake by Taylor. He's going to see if he can get to the edge, and he is going to fall short. Vernon Hills comes up big with a 4th down stop.
Taylor, the ball
I
carrier.
am not sure if Tim Thornton had a design play there or if the snap was a little bit high and Taylor took off for it. Not good field position to do that. Look, he looked like he wanted to kick it. Is that a fake or what have you? And then staying with the play and at least slowing things down.
Was that a PRPO?
Yeah, maybe.
A punt run pass option by Taylor. All right, well, now Vernon Hills offense gets to get back on the field on the 39 of Peoria. Great field position.
Peoria in a 4-2 defense right now, and as Vernon Hills tried to spread out, they use that quad set at the top of your screen as well. That's usually a chance to get an extra blocker right there.
And they get a nice pass to the outside to Maris. Maris breaks a couple of tackles and looks like he's got a 1st down for the Cougars, 11 yards on the play.
See, football is all about numbers. It's all about matchups. This time they get 3 wideouts in front of the ball carrier, 4 quad, double team stalk block there, and then just doing the rest right there was Maris, as his job is to read the kickout blocks, the stalk blocks of his wideouts. He cuts it back inside. They move the sticks on 1st down.
Pound for pound, maybe the toughest guy on the team. And now it goes up top, and nice reception there. Kyle Hull starting to sling the ball a little bit.
Kyle Hull, a 62% passer. Watch him look downfield. He goes through his progressions. There's the first guy laying out for the football. What a great catch that was Weingartner, who can run the ball and wheel route out of the backfield there to move the chains. Again, big play.
Nice slide to come up with the catch too. So red zone opportunity for Vernon Hills. Hull flushed outside. He can run it too, folks. Gets tripped up around the 6-yard line.
So they fake the jet sweep. The play breaks down as you see a little bit of Tavares Ward limping off. They look downfield. The play breaks down now. A little bit of improvision as he breaks contain. When you're a defender of the defensive end tackle position, you need to make sure that you keep the quarterback inside.
Vernon Hills can get a first down. They don't have to get the touchdown, and they're inching closer to that with that inside run.
Well, that wasn't designed for him. There's many times where it's a run read option, a run pass option. That was just a situation where Hull was designed run with an extra blocker in front of him with that numbers game that we talked about.
Third and a little over a yard for the first.
See Hull checking the play on his wristband right there, coming up the sideline. He looks at his arm, and then he goes ahead and progresses that to his teammates.
Pass outside, and that's too easy. Weingartner with a 3-yard touchdown reception, and Vernon Hills takes the lead.
Well, Hull has been hotter than a pistol right now. Weingartner, the recipient beneficiary of some kind of breakdown in the defense, on time, on target, and wide open is number 22, Drew Weingartner, who is an academic all-stater, and he was an all-state player on that particular reception, wide open in the end zone.
Another opportunity for Schmidt. And he makes another point after try. 5-play drive, 39 yards, took 1 minute and 42 off the clock.
Well, Vernon Hills said we could play some offense too. Little wing into the end zone, underneath the coverage.
Really good blocking up front too. You see Maximo Zoo, you see LaFleur, Tursky, Andrew Smith, and Camden Anderson doing a great job of protection for Kyle Hall, and a great route by Weingartner to get himself open. And Vernon Hills taking a 14-7 lead. Want to make sure we mention the big uglies. You know, their parents are watching the game too. We got to make sure that the guys up front get their due.
Absolutely. See a 39-yard scoring drive when you work with a short field. Now remember, that short field was based on the decision not to punt by Tim Thornton, not second-guessing it, just reporting they decided not to punt. Not able to convert the first down was Taylor. Working with a short field, you'll take a 39-yard scoring drive anytime. And if there was an off factor at all about Peoria's offense, Vernon Hills, the Cougars, have bitten back themselves with 2 early scores, and their offense has been just a little bit of the running game, but that passing game, the bubble screen on the outside, they've been very diverse, and they are here, and they're letting the Peoria Lions know it right now.
Winning championships isn't easy, so both of these teams in the semifinals had tough games that they had to kind of will out. Peoria doing it against Sycamore, and Vernon Hills, Peoria doing it against Morris, and Vernon Hills doing it against Sycamore last week. Both of those games were one-possession games, so even though we've seen Peoria score a whole bunch of points, when it came to the state semifinal last week, they had to score as many points. They had to score the 43 points to get out of that game with the win. And now they're going to find themselves behind here in the first quarter. And this is one of the things that Bill Bellicoma wanted to let people know, that his offense is great, but his defense is strong, and he feels like that's his advantage. Outside run, very good patience by Hess on that run to the outside, and picks up the first down and moves the chains.
137 yards total offense already for Peoria, 127 yards. Just a little toss sweep on the reverse, and you talked about his patience, waiting for his blocks to develop, good stalk blocks downfield by the wideouts, and patience is a virtue. Sometimes it's better to be late than early when you're a running back. You don't want to hit the hole, you want to continue to read your blocks.
This one straight up the gut. 3 yards up the middle.
Coach Bellicomo said about Peoria, they have a heck of a lot of athletes, 2 nice running backs, an explosive quarterback, a group of great wide receivers will put extra people in the box. But I tell you what, he sang praises to every position Peoria has on the offensive scheme.
Fake here, we'll see if Taylor keeps it. He's tucking, gonna pick up the first down. He gets a little bit more to the outside, breaks the tackle, and now he could go to the house. Karan Taylor with the dive and the touchdown. Quick strike offense. It can happen with the run game.
My goodness, is he a special player. What a read. And again, he got a couple key blocks downfield. What an exciting player he is. They fake the toss sweep one way. Now his eyes are downfield. Now he makes a decision. Then he makes a cutback. Then a nice block downfield by his buddy. He picks up from Geno Hess, and then it's to the house as he just outraces Max Lyle. And how about Geno Hess making that block downfield for his buddy, way down, being involved in the play. Great offensive football by both teams. Hey, we got 28 points up on the board already.
55 yards on that run by Taylor, and a tied football game. That drive was 3 plays, 73 yards, and only took 48 seconds. We got to see this again. I mean, this was a great team effort, but a great individual effort too. And you see some good blocking downfield, which is important. But Taylor makes some great individual plays. Once he gets to the 20, and you see it right here, breaks the tackle, and then is able to just barely get out of the way of Max Lyle. Made a great effort to try and bring him down at the end.
Well, he makes Morris miss just because he's so strong with his upper body. 6'3", 204. That is a strong young man, just a junior. And he's racing right there like a thoroughbred. Just powerful acceleration downhill. Look at him tuck the football. And you know what? That young man knows how to get to the end zone. His eyes light up anywhere inside the 10. And that is a blitzkrieg of a scoring drive, 55 yards. And they don't even take a minute to tie things back up.
Well, that's how quickly he can do it. He's taking a look at himself on the video board, and why not? This is someone who's got a D1 future ahead of him. And there you see both quarterbacks have done a great job so far. We expected nothing less between these two teams. Short kickoff here and a fair catch call by Weingartner. And the Vernon Hills offense going to just start there at the 36-yard line.
Now, Peoria does that by design. People say, what? They want to kick off, play defense, try to strip the football, and play offense again. It's basically part of their modus operandi, if you will. And that's the hard, fast that you talk about. Everything they do, they want to get right after it.
Fast, hard finish is the team motto, and they are about turning you over. They devote a circuit of their practice to try and turn it over. And we got a diamond stack formation out here from Vernon Hills. And it nets some positive yards.
So what they did is they added one to that. They've shown a 4-man 2 different times. Now they added 5 men. What they're doing is forcing Peoria to match up with them. It's numbers. Who can gain an advantage? Can we get 5 against your 4? Can we get 4 against your 3? And what it does is make Peoria, it makes them have to adjust.
Second down and a 5. And a great play made outside there. Maris with the catch. That ball zoomed through a little bit of traffic on that play. Had the opportunity to maybe be tipped.
At the 50-yard line.
And Maris picked up a nice block from Weingartner on the outside. He read it. Weingartner kicked his man out. And Maris made the read, cut it back inside.
Fresh set of downs. This one thrown backwards, and a double pass opportunity. And caught. I can't wait to see the replay on this.
Hey, cue up the highlight reel for this entire half.
A backwards pass to a double pass.
They go to Lyle again downfield.
Weingartner winds up and gets the ball, and Lyle got his foot inbounds. That is a good catch, young man. You were correct.
You know, a great job with his vision right there, looking up in the sun, but having to know where the sidelines are. Great presence of mind.
I think he may have gotten both feet down. That could have been an NFL good catch. Weingartner now in the middle of the field, breaks a tackle and gets to the house. We're watching some technical level football right now. 13-yard touchdown. Kyle Hull is letting it rip for the Cougars.
Kyle Hull on time, on target, poised in the pocket right there, letting the play develop. Vernon Hills fans loving it. They got the thunder sticks out, Vernon Hills. And they're putting some points up on the board, matching Peoria and then some. Look at those thunder sticks. Those are fun. If you get 50, 60,000, those things can be rocking.
Or if you have 2 of them in your house and your wife won't stop playing with them, that can also be a problem. 3 plays, 64 yards, a minute and 2 seconds on the drive, and we saw a little bit of everything in this drive. Kyle Hull getting the ball out fast, Weingartner doing the rest, and the Cougars take a 7-point lead.
How about this? Peoria, 187 yards of total offense.
We're not done with the first quarter.
Yeah, 187, and Vernon Hills 158. Offense, offense, and more offense. Defense wins championships. Who says?
Weingartner so far has had an incredible start to the game. 5 catches, 44 yards,
2 touchdowns. Partner, you promised me some offense, and you, my friend, have delivered.
Yeah, no doubt. And how about Weingartner? So look at the fans. Man, they're loving it. Great morning. They don't need those goods. There's too much sunshine. Weingartner comes in 51 catches. Got those 4 already today. Look at him, the young man. He got chewing and gnawing on that mouth guard. And this team is juiced. They have answered any question that anybody would have given. Weingartner's going to play baseball in college, but you know what? There's some football coaches going to see a little bit of tape on him here today with his ability to free himself. And Peoria's pass defense, I'm going to report as it is. Not only has Vernon Hills thrown the ball well as Hull, but Peoria has given them some seams to throw through.
and here's the kickoff, fielded by an up back. We want to let you know there's a new show that you need to check out on CSN Chicago. Starting Monday, December 5th, break away from the same old sports show and get your social on with In the Loop on CSN. It's your fast-paced, fresh, daily take on sports, featuring trending topics, viral videos, and you. In the Loop with Luke Stuckmeister. Stuckmeister, I can't believe I called him that. He's gonna kill me.
He'll kill you for that one.
Luke Stuckmeister, it's Luke and Layla. It's like a Star Wars thing. Premieres Monday, December 5th at 6 on CSN. Man, Luke is going to burn my biscuits for that.
Eli Horton jogging off the field. Trainers help him for Peoria, and that's one to watch. He's a good one for Peoria. And they'll take a look at him on the sideline and maybe some tape, and he'll be back in.
Karan Taylor getting the play from the sideline. He also calls his own plays out there too. And now we see them go to the air.
Now the key there for Vernon Hills, if you look at that picture, not one, not two, but three guys surrounding Miguel Fenderson as he catches that football, because if you're going to get Peoria down one-on-one, you might not be successful. But if you get 2 and 3 hats to the football, that's the way to tackle. Fly to the football.
Now Hess up the middle, gets tackled, gets a couple of yards, and picks up the first down. Chick Smith on the tackle.
Chick Smith is the emotional leader for their team. Number 11 for the white shirt of Vernon Hills Cougars. See him in the middle looking to the sideline. Now he's going to line everybody up. He's talking right now, and then he'll go ahead and relay that to the defense.
There's Hess trying to make someone miss, getting to the outside, and picks up another first down. Peoria's offense starting to chug along.
Chick Smith lost his mom when they were 11 years old. As you see the inside handoff, Reed, and then the bump to the outside by Hess. Chick Smith lost his mom when he was 11 years old. And the team visits her memorial each week. And yesterday was the last time they would do that as a team.
Taylor with the throw down the field, and it looked like it was caught, maybe fumbled, but they're going to say incomplete. Jowers, he's going to regret that. He had a lot of open space in front of him. He's probably going to score. Don't hang your head. There's opportunities to make another play.
Jowers, there's plays you leave on the field. Look at the arm strength.
Great ball by Taylor.
Yeah, tight spiral.
Put it right on the number.
And Jowers knew where the end zone was, but in this case forgot to take the football in. Just didn't look it in, got too excited. You look at Taylor, we talked about 6'3", 204. There's a picture of Jowers telling his quarterback, my bad, I'll get the next one. And a good quarterback, offensive coordinator, will come right back and do that.
Taylor with the keeper this time. Gets to the outside and picks up a couple yards.
You know, there's an adage in all sports. Doesn't matter, football, basketball, baseball. It's one that I truly believe in. It's called the next play is the thing. The next play. If you look back, you will never be a winning athlete. You got to go back, look forward, make the next play. And that's what great athletes, championship athletes, can do.
This play busted up. Hess with the carry. and just gets a little bit over a yard. 4th down, and Peoria lining up to go for it on 4th and a little over 5 yards. Taylor with a great patience, and he went back to Jowers. You were talking about it. We'll see if there's a face mask on the end of that play, maybe a hold.
Well executed 4th down play by the Lions from Peoria. Nice block downfield. Utilizing that was Taylor. And then he finds Jowers to move the chains, and you'll add some on.
$15-yard play with some yardage.
On the defense, 5-yard face mask, number 14. Attack down the end of the run, 1st down.
Here's a look at the play again, and you can see the grab of the face mask there right as Jowers is making his move upfield. Just kind of a swipe at it. It wasn't a grab. And now Taylor, powerful, taking a lot of Vernon Hills players to slow him down. Sorry, James there on the play.
Yeah, just a little bit of cross action, a little bit of misdirection on inside handoff. Watching inside, there's the read, and then boom, bounce like a pinball. They try to strip him too much upper body strength. Got the point of the football up against his armpit like a great coach running back would do, and hits the ball deep into territory.
And now the handoff to Hess, and he gets into the end zone. Back and forth we go between these two teams. We've already seen 41 points be put up in this first quarter. Not really a surprise from either squad considering their road to getting here.
Geno Hess had 5 touchdowns last week, so he's visited home a few times. Look at him just read his block. Number 74, the big old guy, Jamar Lobdell, with a big block, 6 foot, 307. That's right, 307. And you know what? I'm not a running back, but if I was, I'd follow 307 into the end zone.
That's the guy that you want to run behind. The extra point is good, and we are tied at 21. That offensive line for Peoria, they're the ones that opened it up. 8-play, 66-yard drive, took almost 2 minutes, and they picked up a big 1st down. So up front, want to give some love to Marcus Cox and Kendrick Green and Oscar Richmond and Markway Webster and Jamar Lobdell. You talked about it. Those guys, they're big and beefy. 292, 279, 295, 269, and 307 as you brought up, Mark. They got some poundage that they can run behind, and that's one of the reasons why we see this offense put up incredible numbers. There are sometimes when you're preparing for a game and you start to get some of the statistics in, and I had to triple check this. Coming into this game, Geno Hess had 43 touchdowns.
Yeah.
For a lot of high school players, that's a great career.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. And you throw on the fact he averaged 9 point. He averages almost a 1st down per carry, 9.1. And you start talking about numbers. We said 3 rushers over 1,000. He's got over 2,700 yards rushing already this season. So both of these teams have given us big-time showtime here early on. There's a onside.
Well, this is what they like to do.
Yeah. So what Vernon Hills has done, and there's probably an adjustment. Obviously, scouting reports, game plans, what have you. There'll be one more snap more than likely in this quarter. Luke Perfin was the one that covered that up. You normally would have your kickoff return team, but no. You got to put some hands people up front when you're playing against Peoria. And a nice picture there of Hull, who has been brilliant. He's had a magnificent first quarter, directing his team, managing the game, and making plays.
Hull has been fantastic, so is Weingartner. You see him in motion. And there we see the defense of Peoria sniff out a little misdirection. 1 quarter in the books. If you haven't been entertained by this, I don't know what is going to entertain you. The 5A title game has been everything that we wanted it to be. Back and forth and tied at 21. Come on back, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Back here in Champaign as Peoria and Vernon Hills play to a 21-all tie, on pace for what, 168 points? There's the head coach of the Cougars, Bill Bellicomo. He does a really cool thing every Tuesday. He brings in the parents and goes through tape. Now, no one gets to talk about playing time or anything like that, but what he does do is he explains what they're doing offensively. He tries to let people understand. He does 10 plays offense, 10 plays defense, and breaks it down with them. And it was Chick Smith's father who actually kind of brought the idea to him. And I love this. This is a good way to get the community involved with what the team is doing and get them invested in what Vernon Hills football is all about. Hull decides to keep it. Pocket breaks down on him a little bit.
And there's no doubt that Coach Bellicomo has ownership and a love for Vernon Hills High School. He started that football program in the year 2000, so he's been the father of Vernon Hills football. A few of his assistants, Brian Palmer, Tim Dido, Corey Atwell, have been there the entire time with Coach Bellicomo. Nice storyline there. Little inside slat. Find a soft spot. A little nice mix run pass for Vernon Hills.
The first quarter statistics are ridiculous so far, what we've seen. We thought that we see a little bit more rush yards from Vernon Hills, but that's coming. And the quarterback himself is someone who can carry the rock.
Hull just was scintillating with his right arm in the first quarter. And you know, talk about throwing into tight windows. Quite honestly, he had some big windows to throw into. There were some soft spots in the Lion defense in the first quarter.
Big third down play, and it looks like they were able to pick up the first down with Maris with the catch.
Now look at, you see Hull's eyes, just a two-step drop out of there, and Maris takes the bump, but he knows where the stick is at. He plays in the slot at times. He shows up big time at crunch time. He loves a wheel route, playing the slot. He's very, very mobile in what he can do. Number 21, they're just 5'8".
All right, so fourth down, so he's a little bit short. So fourth and under a yard to go here, and Vernon Hill's going to go for it. And they pick it up. Maris gets it and gets a little bit more, gets him down to the 21. Neither one of these teams are afraid to go for it in those fourth and short situations. I don't know, we'd have to check with Mike, but I don't know if this is the longest drive that we've seen so far as time goes, because both of these teams have been scoring so quickly.
Offensive coordinator Corey Atwell really mixing things up. A fourth down pass or play action here.
Hull tried to thread the needle there to Weingartner. Ball was broken up.
And that was the best pass defense by the Lions. If we talked about a big window, that was a tight window. Hull tried to get it in there on that deep post pattern after play action. Watch his eyes downfield. Tight ball, but 1, 2, 3 Lions hunting for the football there.
Yeah, the longest drive before this for Vernon Hills was 1 minute and 42 seconds. Seen him hold on to the ball a little bit more. Nice screenplay set up. And it's Lau who gets all the way to the house, but there's a flag on the play. We'll see if it comes back because of a hold.
That almost has to be what that flag is, and I had my eyes on the play. There's the holding call, and it looked like the blocking scheme of Vernon Hills, the offensive blocker tried to get a good angle, but just did not.
On the offense, illegal block in the back, number 52. 10 yards from the spot. Play second down.
See Anderson right there, number 52, with the block on Mo, and it really appeared like he tried to stay away from that illegal block, but they caught him and negated a touchdown. It was a nice downfield block by Mariella as well, and Coach Bellicomo, not a happy camp. Look at a little bit of scowl on his face with his sunglasses on.
Well, this will back things up all the way back to the 25. 5 wide set here. Hull goes across his body, makes a great play to Marietta for a 25-yard touchdown. That's 2 great athletic plays right there. And Vernon Hills is back on top.
Well, Mariella is 6'2". Look at his eyes looking downfield. He checks off. Now he does some things with feet, extends the play. And what I mentioned, 6'2", you see him catching the apex, the top highest point of the ball. He went up and got that ball like a rebounder would, ripped it down about the 3, carried it in from there. And great improvisation, use of his feet, extending the play. Hull is hotter than a pistol here this morning.
Both of these teams have converted on all of their extra points so far. 28-21, Vernon Hills with the lead. A 9-play drive, 53 yards, 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Kyle Hall finds Chris Marietta for the touchdown. Coming up at 1, the Class 6A title is on the line as Prairie Ridge clashes with Sacred Heart Griffin. Followed at 4 by the Class 7A championship between Plainfield North and East St. Louis. And at 7, defending champion Loyola Academy faces Maine East in an epic battle for the Class 8A crown. Watch every game on air and online at csnchicago.com or on the NBC Sports app. For complete listings, visit csnchicago.com/Illinois High School. Back here in beautiful Champaign, as Vernon Hills with a 28-21 lead in the Class 5A state title game against Peoria. Back and forth these two teams have gone so far, and we have seen some great quarterbacking by Kyle Hull so far in this game and by Karan Taylor.
Well, Kyle Hull, how can you be more superlative than what he has done? 4 touchdown strikes in the first half, and he just has been on time, on target, and extended plays with his feet as well.
A big hole opening up there on the right side, and this could be trouble for Vernon Hills and be glory for Peoria. All the way, Fenderson takes it to the house, and like that, we're an extra point away from this game being tied. 82 yards on the return.
For Lions, touchdown.
We are watching basketball on turf right now.
This is so much fun. Don't blink, don't get a drink, catch your breath, because there is a possible score each and every touch. As you see the fans from Peoria, the Lions, with some big hearts after that touchdown run. The celebration's on. We talked about this team trying to play for its entire community of Vernon Hills alive and juiced as well. Both of these teams have made their community proud. Special teams just came into play.
And now we've got a tie game again. We saw on this return that the right side opened up, the blocks opened up, and a great job by Fenderson to see where the hole was and then hit it hard, and then he hits the accelerator, and no one was going to catch him from behind.
The thing about special teams, kickoff return coverage, it's all about lanes, staying in your lanes. Fenderson, he's going to go get a drink and maybe a little bit of oxygen on the sideline as you see the Lion faithful enjoying a big old blanket. Not that cold today, but but you have to stay in your lanes. And once there was only one opportunity, that came from Adam Salhani to make a play, but besides that, I think there was a breakdown.
Fenderson a little tired there on the sideline. Bellicoma trying to get his team back under. You talk about Peoria. I'm going to give you a little bit of math here, Mark, and I'm going to see if you can figure it out. E plus R equals O.
Okay, I'm going to try that one. It's event.
Okay.
And the R is your response to the event, which equals the outcome.
That's right. Event plus response determines outcome. E plus R equals O. It's one of the mottos of the Peoria Lions. And there you saw there was an event, Vernon Hills taking the lead, and the response was the next kickoff. You come down and you make a play.
And that's what we had alluded to before. The next play is the thing. If you look back, and if you take the event and you put your head down, if you respond and say next play, and in that situation, hey, how about those drive charts? I mean, you
fast.
know, a stopwatch. It's not a game clock. You need a stopwatch. And look at the short plays. 4 plays, 5 plays, 4 plays. And how about Kyle Hull? We cannot sing his praises enough. 15 for 16, 181. Can they outscore Peoria? They're doing so thus far, match for match.
Hull somehow got that pass off with pressure bearing down on him and completed the play. That is impressive work. That's standing in the pocket tough.
He took a hit, but Derek Jarrell right in the middle of the zone right there as he shakes off his arm. Watch him, he's gonna get hit. Big old number 53 coming right downtown at Kendrick Green. That's our man. Oh, a little bit of a bull rush, but no, Jarrell right there in the zone, lays out to catch the football, move his chains. No,
you said Kendrick Green was the player to watch. Second down opportunity, they pick up the first this time, outside to Weingartner.
You know, this Peoria team has turned over their opponents 38 times this year. 38 times. And the reason I bring that up, Vernon Hills has been perfecto thus far. BS, ball security. Vernon Hills has done that, and then the right arm of Hull. There's your storyline thus far for the Cougars.
That is a special face mask that Kid Green's got. We got to take a closer look at that at some point in the game. Hull right there, pass broken up. Good defense, no flag on the play. That's nice work. Yeah, you look at the rest of the players from Peoria, their face masks have the white bar. Look at Kendrick Green's face mask. He's got the Bane thing going on with his.
He is an athletics.
Looks like he's got a little camo going on in there. And you can tell he's been hitting. Look at the top of that helmet. The top of that helmet is telling you that he has been sticking his nose in there.
There's some war stains there for that big fella who's 6'4" but can flat out run.
See if this pass was completed to Weingartner. The officials say he got it, didn't skip or anything. So pick up about 5 yards there for Vernon Hills as they just keep moving.
Cam Harrison on that tackle right there, the deep drop from that linebacker position for Cam Harrison from the nose tackle position. He goes 5'10", 234 downfield to make a tackle there.
Blitz coming. Hull reads it and gets out of the pocket, now turns it upfield and picks up a first down.
Yeah, great call. 55 came on the blitz. Eli Horton, he is their main man. He's the quarterback of the defense, and he comes trying to time this blitz, and Hull has him. Here he comes right there in the middle of your screen, picking up the block on the inside by Vernon Hills was Zoo, and Hull was smart enough to see that, read it, and get to the outside. Good job by the center, Zoo, fighting off that blitz.
First and 10 from the 20, and Hall goes for it all, and the play broken up. Now, I'm not sure, it kind of looked like maybe, we'll see on the replay, if this got broken up, if Mariella had the catch and then lost it because he ran into one of his teammates. Hall with a good ball here. And there's Mariella, yeah, that's what I thought happened, that he ran into, is that Weingartner?
It was, yeah. And when you see something like that, and you see them attending to Mariella, you might understand that they may not have been supposed to be in the same neighborhood.
And Mariella's down there checking on him. We'll take a quick timeout and let you know what's going on with him and the rest of this half coming up next on Comcast Sportsnet. All right, we saw Mariella be a little bit shaken up. Looks like he's going to be okay as he heads to the sideline there. It took a shot from his teammate. Maybe they had the wind knocked out of him. Almost came down with another touchdown reception. They'll miss him here in the red zone. He's a big target. He's already made some great plays.
Yeah, that's 6'2". They threw it up to him vertically before, let him get at the highest point. And hopefully he'll be back and ready to be in this next series, the next play.
Hull outside now and gets it to Weingartner, and he is going to pick up a first down.
Well, they roll the pocket immediately. He gets to the outside, a nice little pitch and catch right there on the perimeter, little wheel route to the outside. An underneath route, you make a catch, yards after the catch was about 4 or 5, enough to move the sticks inside the 10.
First down.
So first and goal inside the 10 for the Cougars. Hull gets it to Maris, who gets upended at about the 4-yard line.
Doing a good job spreading the ball around, speed and space. One-step drop, delivery, quick release. Maris knows he's going to take a hit, does, but he knows he gets some positive yardage first. As you see, Mariella checking his right hand for the play coming in.
Mariella back out there of a big target. It's the 9th play of the drive for the Cougars. Hull rolls left, then stops, comes back right, then finds himself going left and slides into the end zone for a touchdown. What a play by the Vernon Hills QB.
Improvision, athleticism, intelligence, patience, thundersticks, all of the above we just saw on that play as he gets a high five. Watch, he wants to throw the ball. He rolls one way. He goes through his progressions, and now he says, I got to do it myself. Knows where the end zone's at.
Baseball slide into the end zone.
Safe into the house.
I love that play because he kept himself safe on the play. Point after block, but still made it through the uprights. Kyle Hall putting on a display.
You know, he's going against an all-state quarterback in Coron Taylor, and Hull has made a name for himself today. Look, a little bit of zone blocking right there. One guy with Green, I think they had a chance to get him. The all-stater swung and missed on that one as Hull gets into the end zone. You know, you take a look at Vernon Hills, maybe their most, it's pretty crazy that this team lost their last regular season game of the year to Highland Park. They scored 9 points. Are you kidding me? So Highland Park stymied them, and their most defining moment may have been their Glenbrook North game. They beat Glenbrook North 26-25 in a stunner. Glenbrook North, Lawrence, had not one, not two, but 3 field goal attempts in the last 5 seconds to win. They got 3 attempts because there was a penalty on the miss. They got another chance, a penalty on a miss. They got another chance. They got a penalty one more time, missed 3 times, and Vernon Hills won that football game after trailing 17-0, and since then, their destiny was being right here in Memorial Stadium, where they have 35 points up on the big board already with 6:56 to go in the first half.
9 plays, 51 yards, 2 minutes and 16 seconds for the scoring drive, and now they're going to kick it off, and we'll see if Coron Taylor has got an answer for this. You know, it's funny, Peoria throughout the season has felt like they put pressure on other teams by how many points they score in a game. They speed other teams up because of it. They now have to be sped up because of what Vernon Hills offense is doing. Nice special teams tackle by Maris down there. And now Coron Taylor and the Peoria Lions will start at about the 23-yard line.
So, you know, the obvious question is, can either team stop each other? Thus far, it's no. The next question is, then who would not be able to hold serve? And we've talked about it briefly, nary a turnover for either team. So can somebody turn the ball over and create a 2-possession separation? That's what I'm looking for here late in the first half.
This has been offense, 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 and 2 powerful offenses going at it. Pass up the middle on that one.
Peoria's blocking schemes up front. You talked about Oscar Richmond, 6'4", 295, anchoring that line. They're a power team. They run some counter action.
Hess picks up the first down with a tough run up the middle. Tim Thornton talked with him earlier this week. They really do want to test your fitness level, your conditioning.
They want to wear you down.
They want to win the 4th quarter by what they're doing offensively and see if you can keep up. So far, Vernon Hills has done better than that.
Nice individual tackle right there by Trey Homer, 5'10", 180. Senior linebacker goes one-on-one against Hess and wins the battle. Came in untouched. You know, most coaches like their linebackers to make about 20 to 25% of their team's tackles. If the defensive line has blown up blocking schemes, linebackers can then make plays.
Hess breaks a bunch of tackles right on the eye at midfield. Picks up even more on the play. Hess with a 13-yard carry up the middle. We got a hurt player for Vernon Hills.
And that was counter action. See Coach Thornton on the sideline. Coach Thornton coached at Peoria Woodruff, which was his alma mater. He went back to his alma mater. Woodruff closed down, and Coach Thornton then took over Peoria. He's 51-24 in his 7th year with the Lions, all time in the playoffs.
That's Tyler Brancato, who looked like he's grabbing his left leg there after the play. Training staff out to see how he's doing. And he took off the helmet immediately.
See if we get a chance. There's a counter action we talked about. There's Green leading the hole right up front. He plays both ways. And then you'll see a little bit of some late helmet-to-helmet stuff as the play breaks down. 3 or 4 white shirts around things. Yeah, Kendrick Green with a nice block downfield. We talked about his defensive prowess. He can block up front as well, a two-way player. You know, Peoria High School does some other, I think, really neat things. They have study table 4 times a week. 4 times a week where Coach Thornton brings them in, and he's very proud that they've never had a player be academically ineligible since he's been the head coach at Peoria High School. They also dine together 3 times a week, which, you know, brings that camaraderie.
They had 100 people for a dinner before Thanksgiving, and the team got together for that. Brancato getting off the field looking like he is okay. Here's a reminder, while we're watching basketball on turf, there's going to be basketball on the hardwood. Wednesday night, Jimmy Butler, Dwayne Wade, and the Bulls eye their 2nd win this month over the Lakers. You can stream it all on NBC Sports app beginning at 6:30 with Bulls pregame live, and a big play down there for Hess as he gets 12 yards and gets to the sideline to pick up another first down for Peoria.
Vernon Hills wanted an illegal block in the back by Fenderson, who was not called for. Hess followed that block downfield to pick up that yardage you talked about. The line judge right on top of that play, no flag.
Hess again breaks a couple of tackles, finds a hole, and gets Peoria close to the red zone.
I believe it was Maris had a chance and Hess right there, but an M&M guy make a miss as he jogs off the field. Just great agility. Agility means the ability to change directions quickly. Geno Hess can flat out just do that.
Now James in for him, picks up a yard.
Jalen James on the carry.
That's a pretty good 1-2 punch in your backfield where you can go from Hess, who's kind of the speed guy, to James, who's a little bit more of the power back, and then you still got Coron Taylor there that can run it too.
That's RPO right there he went through.
Taylor looks like he's gonna lose a yard, but does a nice hurdle over the signage boards.
Coron Taylor, run pass option. He's had a chance to hand the ball off. He has a chance to see if the linebackers bite. Then he can dump the ball off, and then he can run the football himself. So a lot of reading going on by that quarterback.
9-play drive so far for the Lions.
Third down, 3rd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
3rd and 10 here, so let's see what they do. They give it to James up the gut. And he only picks up a couple. 4th down. No field goals for Brian Quintero so far this year, so I don't think that you're going to see him come in here. You're going to see Peoria go for it, and this is that blink moment that you talk about. Which one of these teams is going to blink offensively?
Yeah, everyone's held serve thus far. Can Peoria move the chains on 4th and 7? Play coming in from the sideline. Coron James, I guarantee you this, or Coron Taylor, he'll be calm, cool, collected.
And we got a timeout, Vernon Hills.
Timeout, Vernon Hills.
All right, so now why don't we tell you a little bit about the Bulls, all right? Because they have a game coming up on Wednesday night. Jimmy Butler, Dwayne Wade, and the Bulls, their 2nd win this month over the Los Angeles Lakers. You can stream it all on the NBC Sports app beginning at 6:30 with Bulls pregame live, presented by Coors Light. That's right, Jimmy and the boys gonna try to beat the Lakers again, 2nd time in a month. Wednesday night on CSN.
Good timeout by Vernon Hills. Their defense coordinator is Greg Stillings. They run a 3-5, and what their decision is, he called that timeout wanting to see what kind of set Peoria was in. Now this is the chess match part, because both teams have broken down film. They will say if they're in this personnel group, this scheme, here's what they normally do. Well, if you're Peoria, then you say, okay, we're going to change our play. That's the cat and mouse. You see Tim Thornton probably just changed what he was doing as they changed their formation.
Showed him the look, and the keeper for Taylor trying to get to the marker. It's going to be close. Let's see where they mark it. I think we're going to need a measurement partner.
I think it's right on the spot, and Taylor knew where that spot was at. Cerebral player presence of mind as he stuck that ball out, trying to make sure that he knew where that first down marker was at.
The Lollipop Guild is going to come across the field to measure this one. By the nose of the football partner, he got it.
Yeah, a great picture. We're right on top of that. Our camera people are awesome, and so was Taylor, knowing where that mark was at. A little bit of power, quarterback power right there. Wasn't really good blocking, but there was good interference. He had some shirts in front of him that just kind of, you know, basically like a basketball screen, allowing that distance to be gained for the fourth down conversion. How huge was it?
Taylor and the Lions. Taylor keeps it, backtracks. Good pursuit by Vernon Hill's defense. And they come up with a big stop on the outside.
Tackle 21, Nick Maris.
Johnny on the spot, Nick Maris coming up with another big play. You know, it's funny because he's one of the smaller guys on the field, but he seems to be around the ball all the time.
Yeah, you know, you're around the ball in football, good things happen. You're around the ball in basketball, good things happen. You're around the puck. You get what I'm going at here.
Here's Hess trying to bounce it left, outside, gets inside the 5 to the 1. There's a flag on the play, though. Looks like this one's going to come back from the hole.
The ball carrier. Nick Maris has a tackle.
Hess knew where the end zone was at, tried to pick up a block, and where that block was picked up is going to be a holding penalty, as you so correctly called on your play-by-play. You're all on top of that one. That one's going to come back for Peoria.
So the game's starting to slow. What we've seen in the last 2 possessions, the game has slowed down a little bit.
On the offense, holding, number 3, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, replay second down.
Now this hole comes way downfield as Hess is nose in the end zone.
I think Finderson's just trying to open a hole to have Hess cut back, and like you said, got his hands outside the framework of the body, and they're going to call that whenever they see it. Taylor rolling right, has a man down at the 1-yard line. That's a pretty good throw on the run. Smith Brown with the catch.
Smith Brown had missed 9 games. He was hurt in the opening series way back in the beginning of the season. He came back for the playoffs, just his 15th catch of the year. And what great arm strength shown by Taylor, rolling to his right, squaring up his shoulders, and throwing a seed to the 1-yard line.
First and goal from the 2. They give it to Hess, and he gets in there. The little guy squirts in there for a touchdown, and we're a point after try from being tied.
Well, I tell you what, smash mouth football, the big nasty guys up front open the hole. Look at the blocking up front. Block down, block down, block down. Power football, a lead block on the inside by guess who? Kendrick Green with a lead block. And just smash mouth. Stop us if you can. Football coming downhill at you. The Lions hit pay dirt again.
Now the all-important extra point, and the high snap, Taylor brings it out. He's trying to make a play downfield. He just lofts it over his head, and that might be the point. That might be, you know, both of these schools have excellent kickers. Excellent kickers, and there's a flag on the play. Let's see what, maybe have an illegal man downfield. Because the play broke down.
Referees taking their time to sort things out because their job is a critical one to get intentional grounding. It is.
Yeah, I mean, all Taylor could do is just kind of hook shot the ball towards the end zone and hope someone was going to be there for him. But he was not, and there's the first blink. 35-34 now, Vernon Hills with the lead. A 14-play drive, 77 yards, 2 minutes and 47 seconds.
So what you had there for our viewers, where they say, why would that be intentional grounding? He's outside the tackle box. You see the referee calling right there.
Against Peoria. It's decline.
People that watch college and NFL football, if the passer is outside the tackle boxes, you can throw it into the bleachers, as you've seen. In high school football, no matter where the passer is at, they have to have an intended receiver. So that explains why. So as you see, there was a high snap. It breaks down right there. And as he throws, there's no one there. So it's intentional grounding. There's not an intended receiver. And that is a difference in the rule book between NCAA football, NFL football, and that sport Tim Thornton coaches high school football. As you see his Lions hat with the city background, just an awesome thing. You alluded to it earlier. They want to own the city. They want to do community civic work, and he wants his people. There's Kendrick Green. He goes stand by coach. Say, put me in, coach. I don't think Green needs to do that.
Well, he knows he's going to go back in. But you're right. The Peoria skyline on the helmets and the hats. Sean Livingston from Peoria donated a ton of money for a new weight room that they said was a big deal. And they want to represent the city. And it's funny because Tim Thornton said to us that his job is a little different from other coaches because what he's trying to do, he thinks that a town is always going to get behind. And there are some towns that have two teams, usually a public and a private. But what he's trying to do in Peoria is try to bring the whole city together behind his team.
Yeah, and he wants to bring the community together. He did a community walk a couple years ago after there was a violent event in the community, and they brought other schools together to try to create a safe environment, a together environment in the city of Peoria.
Vernon Hills now with the ball, and there goes Hull. Hull to the left side, trying to get a block, but picks up a first down. We were talking about Sean Livingston. He tweeted out this Central Lions state championship game tomorrow for the city. See? Hashtag 309. See him representing hard. Sean Livingston has been donating a lot of money to the school and to the area. Has been doing great work. One of the really good guys in the NBA who had what looked like his career shortened and has fought back, and it's great to see. There's a pass to Mariella, looks to be about a yard short. Well, they're picking up the sticks and they're saying he got there. So first down, Vernon Hills.
You know, you look at Hull and you don't see at 6'1", 175, the big strong guy as he's looking at his play selection. But I tell you what, he has been on time, on target, and shown a strong throwing arm today.
Oh, and there's a big play by Kendrick Green, sniffing out the fake and getting to Kyle Hull. You know what? You put a spotlight on this guy early on. In our pregame, we were talking about Kendrick Green and the type of plays that he makes. And there he is yet again, busting up a play and getting a good shot in.
Just so strong with speed. Look at him put his hand in dirt. Just an old school approach. You know, playing with low pad level blitz on him.
Hull now goes to the pass game and gets things moving back in the right direction. Jarrell on the catch. Clock starting to wind a little bit. We're closing in on 3 minutes to go before the half.
Jarrell, just a sophomore, found himself in an open spot, sat there and waited for his quarterback to deliver.
He's already 6 feet, got some more growing to do. Hull with the hesitation and close to a first down. We'll see where they spot it.
It's played by Kendall Watkins, 25, the linebacker, to finish things up as they came with a bull rush. A lot of times the defensive line will twist. They'll loop. They'll come from inside to outside, what have you. That time was just bull rush. We're coming right at you. They blew up the blocking schemes, but not before the Cougars moved the sticks.
First down. Hull and the troops getting ready to line it back up and trying to go fast against this Peoria defense. Blitz coming. Hull rolls right, tries to get it to Mariella. That ball is incomplete. Bellicomo and what they've done at Vernon Hills, where a lot of these seniors have been together from 5th grade. I just got a text from former Bear Des Clark, who said, these boys have come a long way. All the seniors he coached, Des Clark coached them when they were freshmen and sophomores. Proud to see how far they have come. Now they have to go and finish the job. So a lot of community support from the pro athletes for both sides.
That's what makes high school athletics so important. You feel a part of the community, especially the tight-knit community. Reverse.
We'll see if there's a throwback on the other end of it. Mariella's wide open down near the 5 and just couldn't string that play out long enough to get a clean throw down the field.
Weingartner just did not have enough arm strength.
Kendrick Green is writhing in pain there down near the 40. He's up on his feet, and officially going to call a timeout to have him checked out and maybe get him off the field here. Both teams heading towards their sidelines is Green, who has been the defensive monster for the Peoria Lions, getting looked at. I'm gonna take a look to see what happened to him on the play. Yeah, he was on the backside of this play, came across it and just outstretched. Maybe another one of those situations where you have someone get the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, he landed on his left shoulder. I don't think it's going to be an issue. I think you're right. Just a little bit dinged, and he's such a competitor that he will be back in. You know, Coach Bellicomo, they came down here last night, but he said it's always been one of his dreams at Vernon Hills to coach on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, wanted to run the Thanksgiving practice.
Yeah, and he did that just yesterday, 2 days ago, albeit probably not full bore. Yesterday would have been a walkthrough. And he celebrated their semifinal victory. His dad grabbed him on the sideline and said, "We finally made it, son." What a poignant moment to see Coach Bellicomo.
Got some motion action here. A flag is already out on the play. Pass completed to Maris inside the 20, but let's check the call first. To get back to Coach Bellicomo, he got a great line when we talked to him earlier this week. He said a friend told him the first place and the second place trophy weigh the same, so why not win it all? And if you're going to carry a heavy trophy back, it might as well be the first place one.
You know, we've seen pictures of him about 3 or 4 times. Great look at him there. His demeanor and his facial expression, right there, it's been the same.
It's the same
the whole time.
Illegal shift. Number 22 on the white, going forward at the snap. 5 yards from the previous spot. We play 3rd down.
So what that means is going forward on the snap. Yes, you could put a man in motion, but only in the Canadian Football League can that man be going forward toward the line of scrimmage to get any kind of momentum into the defense.
Got a 120-yard field up there they got in Canada.
Yeah.
A little wider too. 3rd down play, another throwback, and Hull is wide open on the left side. Makes the catch, makes a couple of moves, and is going to fall short of the 1st down. I thought maybe he was going to push forward there, kind of got going east-west a little bit. We have seen all of the tricks.
Yeah, Corey Atwell, their offensive coordinator, you get the impression that Vernon Hill's very confident, but you get the impression they believe they need to be able to, score point for point with Peoria. They have come with a plethora of plays in their book today.
4th down here for the Cougars. Hull drops back to pass. Pass was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and Peoria will take over on downs. Kendall Watkins, it looked like, got his hands on the pass and knocked it down. And now Coron Taylor and the Lions will have an opportunity with about 90 seconds left. Let's see here. Yeah, there it is. That's a nice play. That's what they teach you. If you can't get to the passer, you got to get up. And Kendall Watkins did that and made a play for his team and got the ball back for him.
He wears number 25, as you called his number. He does that in respect to his brother Kenton, who wore the same number for Peoria. Kenton now playing at McKendree college football.
Taylor almost picked off. Read well. And almost had that picked off.
Luke Perlin, 24 right there, is going to have a nightmare about that. whether they win or lose tonight, because he knows he had a pick six right in his grasp, goes through his hands, because there was Katie bar the door, nothing in front of him out in the flat.
We've seen 2 of those today where players had an opportunity to have nothing but green turf in front of them and the orange of the end zone in front of them, and couldn't come up with the play. Big third down play coming up here for Peoria.
Nice play by Fastbinder right there. 15 screen is counter action once again for Peoria. They love to pull their offensive linemen and get kickouts out on the edge. A power team, a counter team, and they'll just keep pounding at you, pounding at you, pounding at you.
Taylor rolls to his left. Now going to put it up deep downfield. Makes the completion. Aaron Jowers with the completion on the play. And that's huge as the clock under a minute. 43 yards on the reception. Taylor to Jowers.
He beats Jake Morris and let it fly. Coran Taylor, and Jowers turns around, finds the football, backpedals at the same time.
Timeout.
A superlative
Peoria.
catch for an explosive play, and Peoria is getting close to the red zone, which they are each and every time they snap the football. They're close to the end zone.
Tim Thornton comes out. He calls the plays for his team. Comes out, wants to talk a little bit with his guys on how they want to try and finish off this half. That's a huge play. Big pass play there from Taylor, getting outside and letting it fly. And a good route by Jowers to get open, too.
2 timeouts left for Peoria. We get another look at it here. They roll the pocket, plenty of time, squares his shoulders, lets it fly. He trusts his teammate there. And step for step with him, but not finding the football quick enough, was Morris. And he throws the ball to the highest point, right over the defender, where only his receiver, Jowers, can make a play on it. So what a great pitch and catch. Great blocking up front, ball at its highest point, great vision, and knocking at the door.
Jowers with 11 touchdowns on the season so far. Even had a 67-yard touchdown earlier this season. He comes up with another big catch to move the chains, and another first down for Peoria.
Boy, arm strength once again.
Taylor is really impressive. He is as good as advertised. Both of these quarterbacks have been tremendous. Now Taylor will keep it himself. Up the middle, so strong, reaches for the end zone and gets in there. A 14-yard scamper by the All-Stater. And now Peoria takes the lead. Let's see what they do here. Will they maybe go for 2? Or are they going to be content with just kicking it?
No, I think they got the offense on the field. They're high octane right now. They want that extra point that you talked about being so critical back right now. But how about how fast they took the ball down the field after they get the 4th down stop against Vernon Hills? It was just, there was no one would have worried about how much time they had left, because they're so explosive. You knew that they could get a big play. Timeout Vernon Hills, I believe, to talk about this defensively.
Timeout. Vernon Hills.
That drive only took 55 seconds. They went 74 yards. You have the big 43-yard pass play there by Jowers from Taylor. And Peoria now another opportunity to increase the lead. Watch this run. This is just a big, strong young man, good stiff arm there, and finds his way to the end zone. When he gets going north-south, Coran Taylor, very difficult if you end up in a one-on-one matchup with him. Very difficult to square him up and try to tackle him.
Quarterback power right there, and he's got some big-time numbers today. Rushing the football for, passing it for $150, so almost 246 yards of total offense, and the TDs put for themselves. Productivity for this young man who, you know what, the only way to judge quarterbacks is by their one-loss record. Both these guys have their team in the state championship. 2 quarterbacks putting on big-time shows here this morning.
We're seeing some great offensive football from both of these teams, and there's a handoff on the 2-point conversion to James, and they're not going to get it. What's your thought on when to go for 2?
Well, you know, I think right there it was a feel. But to answer your question, there is a card that every coach carries, and when it depicts different scores and different times in a game. And if you quote unquote go by the book, you read that card and you say, if it's a 1-point game with this much time to go, as you see Tim Thornton, he's not going to be orthodox. He's going to do what sometimes it's just gut check time. But when you go for 2, when you go for 1, what quarter, how much time, what the separation is. And that same card also comes into play when you talk about victory formation late in the game and how much time that you would have with each situation that you're encountered. You look at that Peoria drive chart, the Lions have been just chomping at the bit with their drive charts today.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, you see an 11 play and a 14-yard play, but mostly it's just lightning, blitzkrieg, scoring.
Don't forget the 83-yard kickoff return.
Yeah,
that's in there as well. You talk about fast strike offenses. That's what we are looking at here with both of these teams. This has been a joy to watch. For those of you just tuning in going, is it the fourth quarter? No, it's the second quarter. And there's 75 points on the board. We appreciate you watching.
Hey, this is a fun one to be in. I tell you what, we got a good one.
Yeah, and Vernon Hills isn't done yet either.
They haven't blinked.
You know, that they fair catch this, and Kyle Hull will come out here and start their offense off and see if they can come up with some big plays. And we've seen this Vernon Hills Cougars team make unbelievable plays so far with their offense as well.
Coach Bellicoma, that stoic look again, and they've had some pretty good drives of their own. Look at the consistency, 9 plays, 9 plays, 9 plays finished in the last 3, but a little bit longer fields, and total offense has just been crazy for both teams. Just big time plays, time after time.
Well, they're gonna have to get it going because they got to go 75 yards here, and there's Kendrick Green, stuff in the middle, and breaking up that play. Lyle got caught at the mesh point. That you know it's bad when the defender gets to the mesh point, because if he's there at the mesh point, that means the play is going to be blown up.
Kendrick Green is what they call a 2-star general, the highest level ever achieved in the Peoria Lion rank system, and he's based on community work, youth work, reading in elementary schools. So he's a big timer off the field, a 2-star general and an all-stater on the football field.
All right, we're at the half, and you need to make sure that you're here for the second half of this game. Peoria 40, Vernon Hills 35 in the Class 5A state title game. Both teams heading to the locker room right now at beautiful Memorial Stadium here in Champaign-Urbana. Mark Lindo, I'm Lawrence Holmes. We're here with you, bringing you the 5A title game. We're going to talk with Tim Thornton, the head coach of the Peoria Lions, coming up in just a couple of minutes. This has just been an offensive exercise so far, partner.
Everything that they told us it would be, it has been. And 2 great offenses. Neither team really, honestly, I don't know what defensive adjustments you're going to make. You make more offensive adjustments, and how fast can you score the football? What kind of explosive plays can you make? And you know what? This is also going to be one of those games. It's going to either be a key turnover or it's going to be a last possession game, as we see Coach Thornton walking hopefully to our microphone to get a chance to talk with you and I.
I think before he comes over to us, he wants to talk to the officials about a couple of things. He's checking with them about some of the things in the first half just to make sure that they're on point. But this has been, we've seen this Peoria team score 96 points in a playoff game so far this year. This Vernon Hills team, we've seen them come through with a lot of adversity. They have been able to fight and do what they need to do. And you have this, a 40-35 lead with Peoria over Vernon Hills, and we've got the head coach of the Lions, Tim Thornton, now joining us from right outside the end zone. Coach, thanks for joining us. Well, what things are you happy about from the first half, and what things would you like to see fixed?
Oh, we're playing our kind of game right now. The score is high. There's a lot of plays. We're deep into the game play count-wise. I think we're like 20 plays from their average plays per game, and we're about on pace with ours. So, we're hoping we just keep grinding at this pace, and, they wear down from maybe not playing a game they're used to. So that's the idea. We'll see if we can make it work for us.
Coach, how about Kyle Hull, their quarterback, found some soft spots in your third level? What adjustments do you need to make in your secondary to negate his passing prowess?
Well, I think as long as he's not throwing the ball over the top of us, I think we'll be all right. He can have the ones underneath, and we just gotta keep going. We'll get we almost had a pick there on the one. We just get a turnover, and we got to stop. So, we just need one more stop, one more turnover, and we'll start being all right.
Coach, thank you so much for your time. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Peoria coach Tim Thornton with his thoughts, and he's right. We have got a great Class 5A final for you. Make sure you stick around for halftime and the second half.
We are at halftime on CSN Chicago's coverage of the 5A state title game, where Peoria has a 5-point lead, 75 points scored in the first half, 42 points scored in the first quarter alone. I'm Sierra Santos in the studio alongside Edgy Tim. Edgy, we knew this was going to be a high-scoring affair. Did you think it was going to be this type of scoring?
Well, I talked about Vernon Hills with the old school approach. Well, the old school approach is in the cardiac unit right now because this is a high scoring ball game. Vernon Hills, hey, Kyle Hull's having a great first half offensively, really lighting it up with the passing game. Peoria, Coron Taylor, he is just really, really impressive run, pass, and again, at this point, Sierra, who doesn't score could be even bigger in this game than actually who scores as we go out through the second half.
And Taylor has those 3 rushing touchdowns so far. And I think it's time to go for our country financial memorable moment.
I grew up always going to the state tournament with my dad. The state tournament was always the biggest deal, and if you could make it to the state tournament, you really did something. My name is Nathan Hubbard, and I attended Normal U High, graduated in 1995, and started with country as an agent in 1999. It was my senior year, and we had a really young team. There were 2 seniors and 3 sophomores that started on that team, and actually my cousin was one of the other starters, and my uncle was an assistant coach, and we were down 13 or 14 in the fourth quarter. We went on a run and ended up scoring at the buzzer to win by 2 and won the Class A state title in 95. I think the thing that I love working at country the most is getting to deal with people, getting to deal with people in the community. And I'm at people's kitchen tables all the time, and we talk sports a lot. There's a lot of commonality between what people's lives revolve around and sports. The job that I'm in as a country rep allows me to do that.
Hey, welcome back. And with this type of a game, there really aren't a whole lot of highlights,
Just a few, I think. Huh?
Oh, I think we might have just a couple, given how many touchdowns we had in the first half, the 40-35 lead from Peoria. Let's go ahead and start taking a look. Coran Taylor on the quarterback keeper. That made it 7-0. It was a quick score on this one. That helped them get to 750 points this season. It's an Illinois record.
Again, Kyle Hull over the middle, just wide open, terrific catch here. And again, the race is on to her.
And Hull, he had a few great passes. 142 drive, 5 plays, 39 yards. That was to Drew Weingartner right there. And then Taylor, again, great blocking by his teammates, a 55-yard touchdown run. That was 3 plays, 78 yards.
Unbelievable combination of speed and vision here for Coran Taylor.
And then you're going to see Hull to Weingartner again. That made it 21-14, Vernon Hills. And then it was Peoria who evened things back up. That's Hess running it in, 13 carries, 76 yards, 1 touchdown in the first half. And that just brings us to the second quarter.
And we catch our breath, and again, Hull again with a terrific pass over the middle, touchdown. Just unbelievable being able to find the open receiver.
And this was impressive as well, 82 yards, Miguel Fenderson with the kickoff return. And this is where I think our play-by-play guys called it basketball on turf.
This is where the oxygen mask dropped down for the play-by-play and color guy.
And this one, the hole on the keeper, that was his second keeper of the game. He weaves his way into the end zone, 35-28. Vernon Hills. So can either team stop each other is going to be the question.
That's a great question. If I had that, I might have the winning lotto numbers at this point. But again, Coron Taylor, the stiff arm, he's got everything you want. The old school moves, the stiff arm, unbelievable performance here. And again, great player.
And we were talking about these stats during the game. Look at those yards. Look at the yardage on that.
I mean, there are teams that don't do this for like 3 games, and we're a half.
It's incredible. How many total yards of offense so far?
Oh, just like about 720 so far combined. No big deal.
And this is just the first half. An incredible first half. So much action going on. And of course, we want to get ready for the second half. We're going to get you all prepped up.
It's all about that red zone, Sierra.
It is all about the red zone. We've seen a lot of it today. We'll be back with the second half of the 5A state title game. Stick around. You don't want to miss it.
Getting ready for the second half of this game. Peoria with a 40-35 lead over Vernon Hills, and Vernon Hills head coach Bill Bellicoma joining us now here from the sideline. Back and forth game, a lot of pace so far in this game. What's it like, or do you need oxygen, Coach?
You know what? That was a lot of fun. It's not how we drew it up, though. We didn't want to get in the track meet with those guys, but that was kind of fun. I told our kids we played a great half of football. We took their best punches. Now let's see what happens. We got 24 minutes left.
Coach, we were commenting, we saw some sideline shots of you, how stoic you are. Are you always like that, or are you as juiced as your team is right now?
I'm very calm. I had to calm down over the last couple of years. So I'm calm. I'm having a good time. And you know what? We're going to be okay.
Hey, one more thing. Kyle Hull, comment.
Oh, he's playing his heart out. Exactly what I thought we'd get out of our seniors. He's playing a great game, and, you know, I hope he keeps it up.
We do, too, because this has been fun to watch. Coach, good luck in the second half.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Bye.
We're at the half here, getting ready to start the third quarter. Peoria 40, Vernon Hills 35. You're watching the 5A title game on Comcast Sportsnet.
Welcome back into the 5A state title game on CSN Chicago, where Peoria has a 5-point lead. We are getting ready to start the third quarter, and this one has been a whole lot of offense. You heard Tim Thornton say that they're playing their kind of a game. Well, you heard Bill Bellicoma say they didn't want to get into a track meet.
Welcome to the Olympic sprint.
Exactly, and what's it gonna take for them to start playing some defense?
I don't know if that's going to happen. I think it's a one possession, a turnover, a special team snafu. That could be the difference.
And even Tim Thornton said that they don't want to let Kyle Hull throw it over their heads, but at the same time, they're going to be relying on a turnover or two to give them the advantage. And we got to take it up to the guys in the booth and ask them, what'd you think about this first half? 75 points, huh?
Sierra, here's the thing. We wanted to already go to the record books, and we found the answer. The answer for most points scored in a 5A final is 115. It happened a few years ago with Montini and JCA.
Oh, yeah, that was nothing compared to this one.
And so we could see that. We could see that happen, the record being broken. Yep. Mark, when you look at all this offense that's being put out here on the field, how can it be stopped, or will it be stopped in the second half?
I'm going to go right with Edgy. We talked about the first half. I think it's going to be a key turnover, a fumble, some kind of special teams play. Could both teams be better defensively? Yes. Could both teams tackle fundamentally better? Yes. Do I think right now either team cares? No. They're just trying to outscore each other, and we're reaping the benefits of one fun first half of football.
We're so happy that you joined us for this game, and if you're just jumping in right now and you're saying, what's going on? Offense is going on, and you should stick around for this, because these are two high-powered offenses that are – it's Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa so far in this game, and we don't know who's going to win it. Second half underway now as Vernon Hills gets back on the field with their offense, and Kyle Hull, their quarterback, who had an incredible first half of work, made some great plays, made some plays with his feet, We saw him open up windows to throw passes to, and Chris Mariella, his wide receiver #1, did a great job making plays too. This is a lot of fun, partner.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, Sierra and Edgy talked about all the numbers. How about 91 total plays between these two teams? That's just amazing. 91 plays in a high school half.
Well, that's one of the things that Tim Thornton is all about. This is where you do see a little bit of sabermetrics playing a role in football, where he has done the work on figuring out how many plays it's going to be to tire out another team, and he wants this game to be like this. And you see both these quarterbacks have done a great job so far in this game.
Yeah, those numbers don't lie what they've done, the special play they each have had.
Face mask looked like it's coming up, so going to be an automatic first down for Vernon Hills. That's because of Hull's shiftiness, because he can get away, that sometimes guys end up grabbing air and sometimes they end up grabbing his face mask.
See, one reason Vernon Hills has 35 points on the board is their ball security. We talked about Peoria having a 38-15
Personal
advantage.
foul, face mask on the defense, 15 yards, results first down.
They have a plus 23 in their turnover margin on the year, and Vernon Hills has been able to put points on the board because they have been so solid with their ball security.
Vernon Hills going to go 5 wide on this first down. See if they get the protection that they need. Hull finds Weingartner out in the flat. Makes a nice move and picks up about 5 yards.
You know, Weingartner, that's his 10th catch. That's right, 10 catches already today as he came into this football game with 51 on the season, now 61, but the progression's right there. Hull, look downfield, no. Look downfield, no. And he knew where his buddy was at out in the flat and is able to pick up some positive yardage on his third checkoff in progressions.
Hull drops back to pass again, going to Mariella. That one broken up. We have seen Aaron Jowers make some good plays, and maybe a little bit of a taunting penalty here. Couple of flags. Let's see what the call is.
Came in real late because I thought he got his right arm in Jowers as he's getting a little bit of love from his teammate. There's the general, the 2-star general.
Dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct on taunting, number 4. 15 yards from the previous spot, first down.
I'm wondering if he said something. He gave the kind of a no way with the hands, the incomplete shot, and here we'll see the replay. Nice play to come over the top.
I don't know, yeah, that was more of a celebration than a taunt, but by the book, officials make the proper call.
So a first down for Vernon Hills. Mariella with the reception gets him down to the 25, and another flag comes in.
This is a great route by Mariella. If we get a chance to see this one again, you'll see 21 Maris in your screen, kind of rub him off. Now we all know you can't quote unquote pick a defender in a pass offense, but they basically do just that.
5-yard face mask on the defense, number 5.
So penalties starting to really play a role.
So here's the route. We'll see in your picture, there's the 21 coming across your screen. He kind of picked off the cornerback on that side to allow Mariella to run in. Here's a better look at it right there. Nice blocking up front by Weingartner.
And it was Jowers again who came in with the face mask. So a rough couple of plays for the young man who's made some great plays so far in this game. And now Vernon Hills inside the red zone. Weingartner coming in to get the play from Hull. Play clock winding down, 5 seconds. Hull getting some backside pressure, just gets the ball off. Nice defense there from Peoria. That play looked a little disjointed from the start.
Yeah, it was blown up right away by both Eli Horton and Victor Solomon, who a little bit of cross rush. There's a beats his blocker on the outside, was Horton, which forced that action. So one of the few times Hull has not had time to go through his checks.
5 wide set again. Hull gets it outside to Maris.
They do such a good job of getting the ball to speed out in space, trying to let Maris catch a ball on an underneath route, which Coach Thornton said we're going to continue to give the underneath routes, try to negate the explosive play, but Vernon Hill's going ahead and taking what they're given, like a good offensive scheme would do.
That's the 6th catch for Maris so far in this game. Fake handoff there by Hall. Great grab for the first down. It's Maris again. Had to stretch out a little bit to make that play.
Maris only 5'8", but he plays much bigger than that big-time catch because he's able to move the sticks. Watch the strength of his hands. Right there, right. Rip it in and gain possession. A possession receiver, there is no such better thing for an offensive coordinator.
Looked like a young Mark Lindo on that play.
Yeah, well, you're sitting next to an old Mark Lindo.
Now Hall rolling left, throwing back against his body. What a beautiful passing catch. Touchdown, Darren Terrell, an 8-yard score. And we've seen it all from Kyle Hall in this game so far. He has shown you that he's got the arm strength to go against the grain and make a play.
And that's his 5th touchdown catch. Watch him. He rolls to his left. Watch him square. He throws that off his back foot, but he just gets it over the defender. He gets it right over a frustrated Orlando Moore right there. And that was one of the first times Hull, he pumped his fist in the air in celebration. He's flat out feeling it.
Extra point try is up and good, and back and forth we go. 42-40, Vernon Hills on top. Kyle Hall with another great play. 9 plays, 70 yards, and a touchdown. The 2016 IHSA Football State Championships are brought to you by Country Financial. Country Financial will help you build a plan with insurance and financial solutions to help you get to where you want to go. Call your local rep at 1-866-COUNTRY or visit countryfinancial.com. I grew up in the video game era, and this is exactly what video game football was like when I was a kid, and we are seeing some magnificent offensive performances.
Yeah, and Hull now 2 touchdowns away from tying a record for passing touchdowns. He has 5, so we'll chart him to 6 and 7, and it looks like he might get it. This is just an incredible game to try to decide.
A little bit of a longer kickoff there by Vernon Hill. Some decent field position to start things off for Peoria. Now, Peoria believes in this. They believe in tempo. They believe in the amount of plays played. But what maybe they didn't factor in is the counter-punching ability of Vernon Hills, which has been able to match them score for score.
Yeah, there's no doubt that no one thought that Vernon Hills could win a shootout. A lot of time left, but I'm a believer that they can win a shootout here this afternoon.
Well, even their coach, Bill Bellicomo, didn't want to be in this position. He didn't want to see this game be in the 40s, not even midway through the third quarter, but that's what we're seeing.
Also the play 58 here, Tursky.
And now we'll see if Peoria can match. They go to Hess. Pitch play to the right side, nothing doing.
Hess with 143 rushing in the first half alone. 2 touchdowns, average 6.8. As we'll see what kind of adjustment they make. Nice stick right there on the interior by Rosenstock. Team likes to have dinners at Rosenstock's house, so they have a bunch of guys over and have a good time all week long.
Well, if they're looking for a couple of guys who are hungry, if the Rosenstocks would like to invite us over, we would very much like to be a part of their next meal.
Yeah, it's a Rosenstocks and the Smith's house gets all the action. See a one-step drop, lock in one receiver. Good break on the football, and the pass defended by Nick Maris, who does a little bit of everything for Vernon Hills Cougars.
4th down here. Let's see if they punt. They do. Little pooch kick, and this is one of those things where I'm sure that they don't consider themselves a team that's going to punt, but now Tim Thornton's got to look at the score, and he doesn't want to see his team get down 9.
Yeah, first time that Peoria, there was when one blink in Vernon Hills, one blink in Peoria. My goodness, lost in that was a 3 and out That's kind of absurd that does not happen to Peoria Lions very often, as Tim Thornton walk on the sidelines. I'm sure he's a big concern, but you've mentioned it. They've been in this kind of situation many a time as far as wanting the second half to be the deciding outcome. Motion.
Peoria Lions have scored almost 800 points this season. And they now hold the record for most points scored.
Ball foul. Ball forward on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So to see them punt and to see them go 3 and out.
57 points per game they average. 57 points per game. Now, high school football, 4 12-minute quarters, not 15-minute quarters. Are you kidding me?
And we're seeing on the other side, Vernon Hills giving them all they want and going for more. Hall breaks outside the pocket. See if he can turn the corner. That is a really nice defensive play. Great pursuit.
Bolo Carruthers to get a tackle in space. When you get a solo in space, you are a special defender, because that could have negated any kind of big play. Quarterback's got the matchup. Defender makes a play, squares up, sticks. Nice job wrapping up individually.
He had a blocker and some green turf in front of him, so that's a big-time play. Now this is Mariella, who's got some room, and good pursuit on the backside again. Is it Carruthers again?
How about the block at the point of attack by Weingartner? These backs block for each other so well, and it certainly was. Bolo Carruthers, only 5'8", 176. As you see Mariella coming into your screen, breathing hard. He's playing some fast-paced action, man.
He's worked hard. I mean, get the oxygen, not just for the broadcasters, get him for the players.
He's a basketball player, Mariella is. So you know what he'll do? What he will do is literally celebrate his season tonight, Lawrence, and he'll be on a hardwood somewhere Monday.
Yeah, that's for the dual sport athletes.
Thank you. Legal formation, 5 in the backfield on offense. 5 yards from previous spot. Replay second down.
One thing that we've seen here in the second half that didn't play as big of a role in the first half is the penalties.
Yeah, you know, you want to play clean football.
There it is. There's that diamond formation that we saw them use before. Official saying you got 5 guys back there.
Yeah, you have to have 7 on the line, so right there they had 1 extra guy lined up in the backfield, which makes it illegal. Usually you check with the side judge and say, am I okay?
Hall finds Mariella in the middle of the field trying to break a tackle, breaks 2 tackles, and then upended at the 23.
Nice underneath screen, if you will, just an underneath pattern. They clear out 1 guy up the middle. They bring another man underneath. Nice little dump pass, well executed. Getting the ball. They've done a good job spreading the ball out on the perimeter, over the middle with the running game. Very diverse in their offense. So this spread offense negating any kind of pass rush of Peoria up front.
5 wide for the Cougars of Vernon Hills. And we got a throwback opportunity. Hall trying to make something happen after the play got busted. And he is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. So we've seen a throwback. We've seen a reverse. We've seen now a double reverse.
And that was 3 touches on that one. Now, I was chuckling because I don't know if I've ever seen 3 touches on the same play. They have pulled out all the stops Corey Atwell has, their offensive coordinator. Look, there's 1 touch, there's 2 touches, there's 3 touches.
Well, what's great is that no one fumbled, because that's one of those plays where you might end up in trouble. And now we see Vernon Hills punt.
What's wrong with these 2 offenses here?
It's like they knew they were close to where we talked about the record. And they said, no, we'll just slow it down. We're going to slow things down. Great punt. Fielded inside the 40. And there's a flag, so maybe coming back. But this is an impressive return by Aaron Jowers. But it looks like this one is going to come back. That's a beautiful punt.
He kicked that, 44 yards in the air, a good return, which will probably be negated by some kind of, they're going to call it an illegal block in the back or a hold. That's what it always is. They're basically one and the same, those two penalties. Look at Jowers. You've called his name a plethora of times. He's a tired young man already with a lot of football left to be played.
On the return, block in the back, number 15. 10 yards from the spot, first down.
You know, sometimes on return game, you see so many blocks in the backs because, you know, it's so difficult because you're trying to work with angles. Coaches teach angles, and then the defender turns around and you get called for the illegal block in the back. But that's why officials are there, to make sure the game is played as safely as it can be.
Hess with the handoff, bounces off tacklers in the middle and gonna get some extra yardage after what looks like a face mask there on the sideline from Maris.
Maris and Hammer talking to each other, 21 of 35 for Vernon Hills. Now Maris trying to plead his case.
Penalty flag on the play.
And Neiman Vincent is down on the far side of the field too.
Personal foul, face mask on defense. 15 yards from the end of the run. The result's gonna be first down.
Hopefully Vincent's okay, the 5'11", 215-pound senior. So 15 yards for Peoria as they're gonna huddle up while Vincent is taken care of. Let's take a look at the play again and see where they called it a 15-yarder instead of a 5-yarder.
Little inside power, and there it is. He thought what Maris was saying
is I had the jersey.
The jersey, not the face mask. And he did plead his case.
Yeah, here's Vincent who gets blocked. Smith Brown comes back with a little bit of a crackback, and he's headed to the sidelines now. Seems to be okay.
5'11", 215, good-looking young man. And he has to sit out by rule at least one play. If he is better, he'll be back in, yep.
Yeah, I just don't think he was expecting a block at the end of the play. Meanwhile, back to live action. Taylor getting big yardage and being tough to bring down. Gets the ball inside the 25.
I'll tell you what, Teron Taylor, he'd hit 1, 2, 3 people. It finally took to finish him off. You talked about his running style. Look at a little bit of zone read. He's going to keep it himself. And then watch him tuck the ball right there. Take a hit, take a hit, take a hit, cut back, a little bit of balance.
And some laundry back on the field. 3 flags I can see. Procedure penalty.
Dead ball foul. Ball start, number 53 on the offense. 5 yards, first down.
Larry Lavery took the 1988 team to a second place finish for Peoria.
11 penalties now for Peoria. Nice throw to the sidelines by Taylor and some broken tackles. And Smith Brown gets close to a first down. What's really scary, partner, about Taylor is he's a junior.
Yeah, he will be on radars from campuses from the East Coast to the West Coast.
This is James powering his way near the goal line and into the end zone. Touchdown, Jalen James, 17 yards. You want to talk about keeping your legs moving.
Oh, how much power did he show in his lower body, but yet his upper body's a great shot of the young man right there. It's his 22nd touchdown. Watch him take a hit, balance, 1 foot, miss, make you miss. Stay balanced again, make you miss, find the end zone. Just incredible upper body strength and lower body leg drive, hitting pay dirt.
Going for 2, they go back to James, and James gets the 2-point conversion. So now Peoria with a 6-point lead, 48-42 on Vernon Hills. A 4-play drive, 61 yards. Jalen James breaking 3 tackles gets to the goal line, gets his team the lead. We are back here in Champaign, Peoria, with a 48-42 lead over Vernon Hills in the 5A state final. Tim Thornton, look at his team, 57 plays run so far, and you're seeing it, the Peoria fans starting to get hyped.
Yeah, you talk about offensive productivity. There it is personified on your screen when you're averaging 8.1 yards per play and 6.6. The scoreboard tells the story.
Weingartner has been taking a lot of fair catches. He decides he's going to return that one. Bill Bellicomo, who's the head coach of Vernon Hills, told us as we were getting ready to start the third quarter that he did not want to be in a shootout with Peoria. Well, guess what? He's in one. So how do they go about winning this shootout that they're in?
You know, I don't think anybody really made an adjustment at halftime. I mean, what we saw in the first half is what you're seeing now. We're just going to keep playing. We're going to keep trying to make plays. We'll get the ball in our playmakers' hands. It's the inside running game of Peoria, and basically it's the outside spread game, the throwing of Hull, that has been the stories of these two games. There he is again.
5 wide receiver set. Weingartner on the outside picks up 6. And we're starting to see a little life from the Peoria bench and the Peoria fans after that last touchdown.
Hull now 29 for 37 for 293 yards and 5 touchdowns. What's wrong with him? His team's on the bottom of the scoreboard.
He's going to have highlights for the rest of his life from this game, win or lose. Now he rolls right, fires a strike, and it's knocked away by Jowers. Jowers has been playing great defense for Peoria.
Jowers, he dropped that one would-be touchdown pass very early in the game offensively. Since then, I see number 4 right in your screen. Since then, that young man has made play after play after play. As you see him get this knockdown coming into your screen on the rollout, there's Jowers right at the last second, cutting in front, knocking that pass down, pass breakup for number 4.
Peoria bench imploring their sidelines to get loud on this big third down play. Seeing the bench start to sway a little bit.
Play being changed from the sideline into Hull.
Hull throws it quick. It's batted in the air and caught by Carruthers. And intercepted. Bolo Carruthers comes up with a big play and might be the play that turns this game.
Well, Edgy Tim talked about it. I piggybacked on it. The turnover would be the difference. There's a big hand going up. Ball's up for grabs. The old tip drill that coaches work on day after day. Carruthers' eyes lit up when he saw that ball in the air. They turn him over. That is the 39th turnover that they have taken away from an opponent this year for Peoria.
And now Peoria trying to strike fast after that turnover. Taylor gets it outside and bottled up nicely. Great defense by Vernon Hills. Peoria devotes an entire circuit of their practice to the turnover. They feel like if they can play at this tempo, you're going to get tired and you're going to make a mistake, and then that's when they strike. Let's see if Vernon Hills can hold them here. Here's Taylor, and the ball's loose. Taylor got back over the top of that ball. That could have been a huge play too. Nice response so far from Vernon Hills defense.
Yeah, but we'll pick you up, you pick us up. We're gonna see the hit right there. Ball comes loose. Taylor, presence of mind to fall right on it. A good jarring tackle up front.
Chick Smith, man on the spot. Player to watch at the beginning of our broadcast. He makes plays.
All-stater, gonna show up at showtime.
And looks like they got a little too ambitious. Rosenstock looked like he jumped off sides a little bit. Let's see if he was forced.
Dead ball foul. Encroachment on the defense, number 35. 5 yards from the spot, third down.
Talk about Chick Smith. His maybe not the most decorated athlete in his family. His sister Sid is a Division I basketball player at Vermont. So, you know, but I think Chick Smith, I think he'll be able to play college football somewhere if he so chooses.
Third down, Taylor keeps and then gets it outside and close to the first down. Fenderson picks up 6. Looks like they're just a little bit short
Tackled by 30.
About a yard short of the first down.
Fenderson has been dinged throughout the year on and off injury. Makes a nice catch there. Short yardage situation. No doubt about it. You got to get Geno Hess here.
Hess with the first down up the middle. Taylor coming in to push the pile at the end of the play.
Geno Hess on the carry. Picks up a first
See
down.
what they spotted. They spotted a first down for Peoria.
Hess now with 150 yards on the ground. Usually it'd say he's having a career day. Not for Geno Hess. He's got a few 200-yard games plus.
Peoria are starting to impose their will on Vernon Hills. Still a lot of football to be played. 2:40 left to go here in the third. James with a nice tackle by Vincent, who's back in the game.
Tackled by 59, Vincent.
Well, he came off the ball, read his key, came right into the B gap between guard and tackle. Made a great one-on-one ankle tackle.
Second down here, Taylor rolling right. Guns it to the goal line, and Jowers is in for the touchdown. That's a 14-yard score. The two officials are kind of talking it over.
We had a chance to see it again. Well thrown ball by Taylor.
Touchdown, Peoria.
He has his feet in the end zone. The ball comes loose.
You know what? The ball came loose, but he got it back.
He corralled it, covered it back up in the end zone for a touchdown. We see it up on a big board. Fans react to that. But it looked like a catch, a fumble, and a fumble recovery in the end zone.
That makes 54 points, and now Peoria going for two. Stiff arm by Taylor, throws to the back of the end zone, swatted away. Nice play by Drew Weingartner there to swat it away. So the lead stays at 12 for Peoria. A 6-play drive, 25 yards, 2 minutes and 24 seconds. And I think we got our referee got shaken up on the play. He's down near the 20-yard line as the trainers for Peoria come over to take a look at him. Trying to gather himself. Says he's okay.
Nice pass breakup by Weingartner to save a 2-point conversion. And remember, these officials that you're looking at, they're at the top of their game as well. They work their way up. They're selected by the IHSA. Get a chance to see this 2-point conversion again. And Weingartner is the one that bats us down. A little bit of a rollout pass, nice block, plenty of time, but then getting into the backfield and causing some pressure for Vernon Hills was a nice play by Rosenstock, and then Weingartner, a little bit of frustration batting that ball down to the turf.
Yeah, because you look up and you find yourself down 12 points.
Yeah, first really 2-possession situation. So suffice it to say, we've seen how quickly both teams can score, including Vernon Hills, but I don't think, Lawrence, that you can chase 3 scores in this game.
Yeah,
you'd be asking for trouble.
This becomes a huge possession for Vernon Hills, where they could use some points. A little bit of a hesitation there by Peoria, and this one kicked out of bounds. So a flag on the play.
You know, if you're the defensive coordinator of Peoria, theirs is Andrew O'Neill. And usually defensive coordinators get all bent out of shape about how many points do we allow, how many yards do we give up, what's the yards per play. He doesn't care.
Procedure. Against kicking team, the ball being put in play at the 35-yard line.
He just wants to stay with their modus operandi, and that's play fast and take the ball away. You talk about practicing takeaways, they just got a key one there and parlayed it into points.
That's the key. You get the turnover and then turn that into points. Kyle Hall going to have to do some more work. You would think that would be good enough, but not when you have a team like Peoria that can score like they do. Hall getting flushed out to the right side, makes a nice throw and a good breakup there on defense. Went to Maris.
Great job by Orlando Moore on the ball's flight. He made a good break on the football. Good hit as the ball arrived. Pretty well thrown ball, a sprint out, a little bit of pressure. He throws the ball on target, squared up, but boom, takes and a hit right on contact with Maris, who felt it from Orlando Moore, 6'1", 175 senior DB.
Good timing on that pass breakup. Hall with a sprint out to the right. Gets it to Lyle, who goes to a first down. And he got it. 11 yards on that one.
Jowers on the tackle. Jowers is only 5'7". See the rollout there, watch his eyes. Square up, good throw, underneath pattern. And then Jowers, 5'7", but I'll stick you.
Got a couple of tough little guys on the field. Jowers for Peoria, Maris for Vernon Hills. Speaking of which, here's Maris getting across midfield for the Cougars.
So they do such a good job of getting speed in space. Nothing big there. They know there's going to be a defender out there, but you get a one-on-one matchup with Maris, you know that on any given play, he can make you miss and turn a 4 or 5 yard pickup, which he'll take into a 14, 15 or explosive play.
Look at all that paint that's missing from Maris's helmet.
Been some contact there.
Just a little bit. Hall goes to Weingartner out of the backfield, and he picks up a first down. So Vernon Hills keeping the chains moving here. They can score quick. We saw it all first half.
Well, you know, they've stayed with the process, too. They've stayed with their underneath game, moving the chains, knowing they can get an explosive play. But right now, it's just pitch and catch as Hull's numbers continue to impress on this gorgeous November afternoon in Champaign.
Hall with a drop back and a nice completion to Lyle. He's found Lyle a couple times on the right side as the Cougars keep on marching. Another first down.
Well, they have so many crossing patterns. The schemes in their passing games are just outstanding. And their X and O's have really worked well as they've continued to do some rub routes. What I mean by a rub route, we showed one earlier, is where run receiver crosses, basically rubs off a linebacker from Peoria, and then that frees up the receiver from the other side.
Hall with 325 passing yards in this game so far. Keeps it here instead of handing it off, and gets taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Solomon with a nice individual tackle. We had a couple buddies show up late, surrounding the football, get hats to the football, swarm to the football. That's what any defensive coach wants. Bill Bellicomo said that he talked about Hull's leadership ability. He said he's not a vocal leader, but everything he does to lead his team in practice and meetings and film rooms is by example.
Hall on the sprint out right side, flag on the play, and he just slides. I think we're going to see a hold here. The flag actually hit the Peoria defender.
Yeah, that was Kendrick Green went to the ground.
He is a menace. He has been an absolute menace.
He's
in
just
this
a beast.
game.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's done an offensive guard as well, but some key blocks.
Holding on the offense, number 59.
Yeah, Kendrick Green.
Complete second down.
Kendrick Green has been the guy that has been making the plays up front. We've seen Jowers being the guy making the plays in the back four. And there's that mask. There's that face mask. It looks like he got it special made.
Yeah, I don't want to see him across the line of scrimmage from me or any of my loved ones, because he could put a hurt to you. Now remember, this guy is just a physical specimen that can flat out make plays.
We have had 3 fantastic quarters of football. 3 fantastic quarters, and we hope that you stick around for the 4th quarter, because it's only going to get better. Thanks for watching the 5A state final here on Comcast Sports Net. We are back here in what has been an incredible 5A state final. Mark Lindo, I'm Lawrence Holmes here on the call. Look at what Vernon Hills has done so far in their last 5 drives. We've seen them slow down, and that is how Peoria has taken a 54-42 lead.
Now those drive charts the first half ended touchdown, 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 but there's been an interception, been a punt, as Peoria getting the wear down that they wanted.
Hull getting flushed out of the pocket. Let's see if he can get his way out of it. His receivers are working downfield. He has an open man. He decides he's just going to tuck it.
Boy, what great improvisation, and you're right. Usually with your eyes up, he had a couple people open as things had broken down completely. Watch him extend this play. If I had a stopwatch, this is about an 8 or 9 second play, maybe longer. He reverses,
he's got Mariella open down the field, but he didn't see him.
Yeah, he's looking for, his eyes are looking for running lanes rather than receivers, and that's something that, you know, your decision at the, you know, in a millisecond basically you make as a quarterback. You want your eyes up, but he's looking for running lanes, not trusting that anybody might be open downfield.
I think his eyes are looking for Kendrick Green. Good pass. Inside the numbers. Gets it to Jarrell.
Now we've seen him, Hull, throw some rollouts, but he looks, watch him stay in the pocket. A little bit more poise in the pocket. A little bit of a rifle arm tight ball right in there, and sets up a more manageable play that quite clearly they have to go for this. But even though he can throw on the run, more comfortable, I believe, as a pocket passer.
Are we in 2-down territory?
Yeah, you have to go. You have to go here because you're chasing 54-42 on the scoreboard.
All right, 4th down, 4th and 7, and a late arriving player on the Peoria side forces them to call a timeout.
Peoria.
Okay, so if you're Vernon Hills in this situation, is 4th and 7. Where are you going with the football? Because you've had a couple of guys who have had some really good days receiving the ball. You have Weingartner come up with some big catches so far. You've got Mariella with a long of 25 so far in this game. There's a couple of different places you can go. Do you just pick out your most reliable guy and give him an opportunity to make a play?
Well, I think you call a pattern that you would have all of those different options and allow your quarterback, who's had an outstanding day, Hull, to go through his projections and checkdowns. Now, you talked about Weingartner. He's got an amazing 12 catches, but I think he might be the good picture of him right there in your screen, number 22. The bad news is he's probably your best blocker as well out of the backfield. So do you want to have him throw a block for somebody else, because they have, you know, Mariella 6 catches, Maris 8 catches, so they've been very diversified. And of course, Max Lyle, he's only got 5 catches, but he's averaging 23. So they have so many weapons, and they've basically gone away from that quadrangular set that we saw before with the extra blocker. They are going to spread things out here.
This could be the game for Vernon Hills. The conversion here keeps this game alive. With the way that the Peoria offense is clicking here in the second half, you do not want to give them the ball back without any points. Here's Hull. Looks like he's going to break the pocket and go for the first down himself. It depends on where they spot it. It's close. The far side official has it right at the stick. Let's see where the near side official puts it.
It's all about the spot.
And they call it a first down, not even going to measure. So that's a big-time play.
Hull once again extends the play with his feet. 6'1", 175 is able to get it done. Presence of mind to know where the stick's at. Watch him tuck it, and then he takes the hit, but he knows where that pylon's at, where the stick is at.
We've seen a little bit of everything from Hull in this game, showing off what he can do rushing the ball. 10th play of this drive, Hull with 39 rushing yards to go with over 300 passing in this game. And now he gets it to Weingartner.
Weingartner's 13th catch underneath. He has been a favorite. The guy had 51 catches coming in. He's got 13 today. So, yeah, he ties a record right there with those 13 catches. John Schweigert, he was coach at Glenbar West last week. He was in that ball game.
And he's extending that record. He now holds the record in every class with 14 catches in this game. And maybe more importantly, he'll care about the records later. Right now, he keeps the chains moving and gives his team an opportunity inside the red zone.
Yeah, he just runs hard when he makes yards after the catch. He's not a big guy, but he runs extremely well with the football. 5'11", 170. He blocks well. He plays defense. You know what? Sometimes you talk about position. You talk about Weingartner. He's a football player.
Hull takes the snap. Outside, they're running that out route. Weingartner picks it up, and they keep completing passes.
Well, what Peoria is staying in basically a two-deep zone, so they're just going to keep taking the underneath stuff. And Tim Thornton said, we'll give them the underneath stuff. They're taking it, just trying to hang around. You talked about the importance of this possession. They punch it in, and we got ourselves a one-score game again, but they still got to get it into the end zone.
Second down here. Hull getting flushed outside the pocket. Picks up a couple of yards to move closer to the end zone.
They came with 3 down linemen, but they stacked the linebacker on each defensive tackle, if you will, on either side. So they basically brought 5, flushed him into the pocket. He stepped up and got a little bit of positive yardage.
Third down now. We're under 10 minutes to play in the game.
Tursky, LaFleur, Hsu, Smith, and Anderson got to open a seam here wide. See their wide splits for the offensive line.
Hull gets it to Weingartner, and he gets it to the end zone. Another touchdown. The passing game for Vernon Hills. 3 touchdowns now for Weingartner in this game.
6 touchdown passes right now, 1 away from the record for Hull. And watch again, just underneath the zone. They'll take it underneath the zone. A little bit of coverage, but a little bit too late by Mo right there. Weingartner knew where he was at. On time, on target, touchdown.
We saw on that drive them go to that particular play a lot, and they were able to strike pay dirt with it. Now the extra point, and it's blocked, so the lead stays at 6. Was that Kendrick Green that got in there and blocked it?
It was. Watch his big paw as we get ready to see this. Kendrick Green, that extra point kick might be important as we go along, because Green was pretty juiced as he came off the field, and Weingartner with his head down.
We've seen incredible offense in the first half. We've seen some great defense in the second half of this game.
Get that big paw up and knock it down.
Years from now, Drew Weingartner is going to be talking about this game, and no one's going to believe him. They're not going to believe that he had 16 catches for 108 yards and 3 touchdowns in a game that already has 106 points on the board, and we still got 9.5 minutes left to go in this classic 5A state championship game.
Weingartner, a versatile player, had 4 touchdowns coming in receiving. He's matched that today. Oh my goodness. Have a day, Drew Weingartner, keeping your team around. You know what? The right arm of his quarterback, Kyle Hull, has been very kind. The recipient has broken the state record for receptions.
We'll see if that block extra point plays a role in this game as a kick to Kendrick Green. Is he selling popcorn too?
He's fielding kickoffs. He's playing offensive guard. He's playing defensive end. And we might see some more, Lawrence, of the Geno Hess show. Did you know that this guy had 567 yards and 8 touchdowns versus Normal West in a single game?
Wow.
Number 2, Geno Hess in a single game. We know he's having an outstanding game today, but that's the kind of breakaway player he is.
Coron Taylor and the Lions offense. Taylor with the keeper right side gets a block and gets to midfield. 11 yards on the keeper. By the way, we're not this good at math, just so you know. Mike Ventry, who's a defensive backs coach for Naperville North, has been in here doing a great job of spotting for us and getting the numbers to us as quickly as possible, because I hate math, and I was told there would be no math, and because of Mr. Ventry, there is none. Look at this big-time run from Jalen James up the middle. They've got 3 guys that they can count on to tote the mail for in their backfield. 3 guys that rush for over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, when a big fella starts going downhill, he is a ton. And he knows how to find and move sticks. He knows how to find the end zone. He just wants his piece of the pie. They got to share.
Let me tell you something. If Jalen James wants this piece of the pie, you're going to give that young man his pie. You're not going to give his way. You're going to cut him a big slice.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, Peoria was down here 7-on-7 passing leagues at U of I, so they were in this stadium. And Coach Thornton brought a few teams, a few players down here a few weeks ago throughout the season, and so they've had their eye on this prize, well, basically since last year.
Starting to grind the clock here. Look at both these teams, 331 rushing yards, but Taylor puts it up. And he connects Jowers in the end zone. Aaron Jowers, 33-yard touchdown reception. What a play by Taylor to Jowers, who has just been phenomenal in this game.
Hey, the little fella comes up big, but I have a wow expression in my face right now. It's going to hurt now, but it's going to feel a lot better if they're able to finish this off. But man, can Taylor throw the football? Look at how strong this fella is. Watch him square, and that is a flat-out seed about 40 yards in the air. Weingartner's right with him. He comes back, finds the ball, and the little fella ends up with another touchdown. What a well-thrown ball, like a dart off the right arm of their fine quarterback, the All-Stater, Koran Taylor.
You are watching one of the real talents play quarterback for Peoria. Taylor is just a beast.
Delay of game against the offense.
All right, now they pick up a delay of game.
We'll play run time.
This is the 8th time that Peoria has 60 or more points this year. 8 times.
That's unfair, and they're still in the ball game. There's still plenty of time left.
Look at that 60 up on the big board. Do they have a third digit here at Memorial Stadium? Because they've been in the 90s.
I don't know if in the renovations they did down here, they added that in. Now Taylor rolling right. The officials say that it's good. It looked like it may have been a little bit short, but the officials say the 2-point conversion. I think we may have seen the ball stretched out to break the plane.
Pass for the 2-point conversion.
Wow.
805 points this season. Nice stick right there by Jake Morris, but they count it as a 2-point conversion that he was able to stick that ball into the end zone or broke the plane on the catch.
We're 5 points away from the all-time record. The next touchdown will put us over. Here's Taylor extending the play.
Tough angle.
It's a really tough angle. I know that the kids from Vernon Hills feel like we stopped them, but the official said no. So a quick 4-play, 62-yard drive, a minute 12 off the clock for Peoria to score their 62nd point of this game. The record for most points in a 5A state final is 115. We are at 110 right now.
Oh, catch your breath once again. My goodness.
We have seen offense, offense, offense.
Kickoff.
And Quintero with the kickoff here. Gets it fairly deep. Fielded by Weingartner at the 30. Breaks the tackle, gets 10 yards. That's all you ask your kick return. Give me a first down. A lot of offense being scored here. Let's see if the Bears can get on board with that. Tomorrow morning before Jordan Howard and company face the Tennessee Titans, get ready for a kickoff with Chris Bowden, Lance Briggs, Alex Brown, and Jim Miller on an hour-long edition of Bears Pregame Live. And after the game goes final, you won't want to miss what the guys have to say. Plus, hear from Coach Fox and the rest of the team on Bears Postgame Live. It all begins tomorrow at 11 a.m. on Comcast Sportsnet. Kyle Hall and the Cougars getting back to work. Weingartner with another catch. His 17th of the day. That is right. 17 catches.
And Hull right now, counting that one, 39 for 50. I think that's more pitches than most major league managers let their lefty go with. He's going to be icing that arm tomorrow, but look at that, 39 completions, title game record all classes. West Lunt, Illinois, had the previous record.
A throwback, and now it's Weingartner making the passes broken up. Orlando Moore with the nice pass breakup. And we've seen Vernon Hills do that a couple of times.
And we talked about Weingartner being a baseball player, so he could throw the ball. There's the throw back, sets his feet and throws it, but staying at home, reading your keys, good job by Moore, not biting. Had a little bit of safety help over the top right there from Anthony Moe. Two deep zone right now for Peoria defensively in the secondary.
Weingartner goes in motion, Hall with the fake, escapes the pocket, looking downfield, now he tucks it and slides. And he's short of the first down by 2 yards, so 4th down here.
I want to see a piece of sportsmanship. I believe it was 55, Eli Horton. When Hull goes to the turf, Horton had a beat on him. Instead, he basically taps Hull on the helmet. He says, nice job. Kept things safe, no targets. Hull checks the pass, the play that's coming in from the sideline on his right arm.
4th down, and makes the grab outside Weingartner with another catch, his 18th catch of the game.
You know, he's run that outside route just in the flat little square out, probably what, 8 or 10 times. Nothing fancy, just underneath.
It's been successful. That's been their play. Now the thing is that Peoria is letting all the underneath stuff happen. They just don't want to get beat over the top.
Now stay away from explosive plays with that lead. Horton, he got the ball right over Horton's hand on that out pattern.
Smoke route to Weingartner there, picks up a 1st down.
A good job by Vernon Hills, though, staying with their game plan. No panic at all. They know they get a score. They'll get an onside opportunity. Pitch and catch, throw it out, get speed and space. Nice little stalk mark out there by Derek Jarrell. Stalk block is when the offensive wide receiver stalks or seeks out the first man in front of them to block.
Hull now rolling to his right side. Finds Mariella, but just threw a little bit behind him.
I tell you what, Lawrence, both these communities have turned out. Big section across for Peoria, but the Vernon Hills people right below us, an awful lot of blue and white. Great venue for a high school title game, isn't it?
It's beautiful, been a great day. Fans having a good time, especially the ones that are sitting in the sun.
There's that 5 stack on the top of your screen again.
Gets it to Mariella in space and a nice pursuit tackle by Kendall Watkins.
Mariella with the reception.
And it's 3rd down.
Watkins is an outside linebacker. They'll line him up at defensive end at times, so he's versatile. He'll put his hand on the ground. He'll drop back into coverage, into flats and zones. So you got a player that is that versatile at defense. It really helps you.
2-down territory for sure with the clock winding down. We'll see how many yards Vernon Hills can pick up on this play. Hull rolling left, throws back, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Justin Logan.
And there's turnover number 2 of this half. Takeaway number 2, I should say, for Peoria, and that might be the icer. That is their 39th takeaway, their 23rd interception of the season. And Hull has been not spectacular, but mega spectacular. But that one just a little bit too tall over his receiver, Weingartner. And sitting back, playing a little bit of center field with the INT. They pick it off again, was Logan.
This game has been so entertaining. It's a shame that either one of these teams have to lose. And when you start looking at the performance that we've seen from Kyle Hall, thrown for almost 400 yards in this game, 6 touchdowns for him passing in this game, a 50-yard touchdown in this game.
And then Coran Taylor is 14 out of 17 quietly, 215 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he has shown incredible arm strength.
Leg strength too as he picks up the 1st down there off the left side. Does Peoria know how to run a 4-minute offense?
I don't think so. I mean, if they get into the house, they're gonna turn the key, open up, and take it in. There is no slowdown in them. They just are fast break basketball on a football field.
There's Hess up the middle. Clock starting to be a factor. And there's Tim Thornton saying, let's go, let's keep it going. He is a joy.
563 yards of offense for Peoria High School here and counting.
Can't wait to see how many total plays the Lions will have in this game, because it's amazing. And now Hess is in the open field, breaks the tackle, trying to get to the sidelines, only Weingartner to beat, and he steps out of bounds to the applause of the Peoria faithful who have made the trip. You know, I heard Tim Thornton on a podcast with the Peoria Journal-Star earlier this week. It was a really interesting feature that they did where he was talking about how there is a chip on the shoulder from the teams from Central and Southern Illinois to say, you know, maybe we don't get as much attention as the teams from the Chicagoland area, but we got some guys that can play, and you're seeing it. Yeah, you're seeing it, and they add that into the mix of what they do to prepare the players for a game like this. Just a little something extra to add in to get the focus right as they're prepping each week.
Well, there's no doubt about that chip on their shoulder. And then the togetherness, they have the community work, the study tables, the dinners together. They have built a football program. Both of these high schools have done that, being community active, what have you. See Coach Thornton, I tell you what, he never quits coaching. But you know what? Any head coach is only as good as his staff.
Over 1,000 yards easily in total offense between these two teams.
And the plays run is an exorbitant amount for high school football. I mean, the fast break teams that you would see in high school are usually around 75 or 80, and these two teams are going to be, Peoria is going to be in the 90s when this game is all said and done.
Which is where they want to be.
Yes.
That's their goal every game, to be around that 90 mark. Fourth down play here, 4th and 2 from the 20-yard line. Taylor going to take it himself, see if he can get to the outside. That's a nice tackle. Rosenstock coming from the other side to make the play. Turnover on downs, so there's still life in this Vernon Hills team.
Great play by Rosenstock, who he said the whole community is here when they were playing Sycamore. We love it. You know, he was playing with stitches just a couple weeks ago, Rosenstock was. That didn't keep him off the field. He's just a hard-nosed player, 5'10", 180, 81 total tackles, a tackle for a loss. That was his 12 and a half on the season now for Rosenstock, who turns it over back to his offense.
Kai Hall and the Cougars of Vernon Hill got some work to do. Hall dropping back now, flushed out of the pocket and brought down. Is that Kendrick Green again? Not that time.
No. He can get some help from his friends, though.
Yeah, Eli Horton, the quarterback of the defense for this Peoria Lions team.
You talk about the quarterback of their defense. Pretty interesting that Eli Horton and their defensive coordinator, Coach O'Neill.
I'm out. Peoria.
They watch film together during the week, like all coaches do, but he spends more time, Coach O'Neill does, with Horton. And his goal for Andrew O'Neill is to get Horton ready to not just, you know, figuratively be the coach on the field, but actually be the coach on the field, that he has worked with him so much during the course of the week. The work's already done. So Eli Horton, their Mike linebacker, number 55 for the Lions, does a lion's share of their play calling.
All right, so our field camera operator has been Rito, who is been up and down the field as this game has been 110 points. See that? That's his phone telling him how many steps he's gone. He's gone about 2.5 miles so far in this game because he has burned 1,300 calories.
So how come we got to get him up on the stat screen, how many yards he's gained today?
You know what? And you and I were talking about this on the way over to the stadium, how we both were trying to get a workout in before the game today. We just need to swap jobs.
Yeah,
That's what we need to do. We need to get down there where the people are.
And I tell you what, we might have it coming up again in our 6A game next because there's two high-powered offenses as well.
Hull and the Vernon Hills Cougars trying to come back. Hull gets it outside. See if they can break a tackle there from Max Lyle. Gets a first down. But now we're under 3 minutes. We've seen Vernon Hills strike fast. They can do it quickly. I expect that we'll see a lot of two deep zone from here on out. A lot of cover two looks. And that's what we're seeing now.
That's what it looks like right now. Actually, they're in quarters. They got 4 guys back.
Pass the middle of the field, Jarrell. And Peoria's going to give up everything underneath.
They'll let them move the sticks and let the clock continue to churn.
The clock is a defender in this situation for the Lions. Weingartner goes in motion. Hull looking deep. Now he's pushed outside, still looking downfield, and a great tackle.
Yeah, and the vantage point we have up here, the safeties, the 2 deep safeties, Peoria, they're in their drops, backpedaling. They were a good 18, 20 yards back in their defensive drops, saying, go ahead and throw in front of me.
Jalen James with the sack, so doing a little defense too.
Look at how far back the safeties are. You watch them drop.
And they're getting pressure with the up men. Hull going deep and just overthrows Jarrell.
That was a great picture by our cameramen of that defense and what Hull is looking at. So Hull's saying, I got people deep, I got people dropping deep. I can't really go long ball, although he thought he had an opportunity to take a shot there. That's why most of these patterns have been underneath, taking the 8 and 10 yard variety.
All right, 4th down here for Vernon Hills.
Last gasp, huh?
They need to pick up 5 to keep the drive alive. Let's see what they go to. They're going to go 5 wide. Hull looking down at his play card. There's some pressure. Hull's got room on the outside. He picks up the first down.
So, that's a very smart play by Hull.
Don't force the throw.
Right, and I don't mean just because you don't force it, but he knew what we were talking about, how deep the DBs were. So he knew what he needed to do to reach the sticks, and that is the proverbial take with the defense. He didn't force the action, as you mentioned. He knew that he was going to have some real estate in front of him, and he anticipated that and then picked up the first down.
100 seconds left to go in this 5A state championship. Screen inside to Mariella. He's got a lot of open room past midfield. Now breaks it towards the sideline. May have some room up there. And out of bounds around the 27-yard line. That's a great play call.
Yeah, inside screen, a little bubble on the inside. Picked up blockers, kept surveying the defense coming across. Hull took a hit from guess who? Kendrick Green, but he was able to complete that pass. As Green a little bit slow getting off the field at about the 40-yard line.
Well, Hull's a tough customer. These two guys have gotten to know each other real well today.
Yeah, see you in the backfield, but Hull was able to have the presence of mind to dump that ball off before the hit and move the sticks once again.
90 seconds left in the game. Hull looking deep, flushed again, backside hit, and it's a fumble, and Jalen James picks it up. And Kyle Hull is hurt.
Third turnover of the half, picked up by Peoria. Kyle Hull, who just willed his team to win, takes the last lick of the game. What an outstanding football game. Number 10 for Vernon Hills played today as they're working on his lower leg.
I'm wondering if he cramped up. You know, I'm wondering if with all the things that he's been through today, if maybe he cramped up here. It takes a big hit from the backside, and then James picks it up.
And we get a chance. Colton Smith-Brown, watch number 11 come into your screen. He overruns the play right there, and then he stays with the play, and puts a hit right there. Ball comes loose. What a great play by number 11 for Peoria, Colton Smith-Brown. And that young man deserves some applause.
He deserves some applause. He deserves whatever he wants for dinner. He deserves it. He has played his heart out tonight. 426 passing yards, 6 touchdowns. He has thrown the ball 59 times in this game, 45 of 59 for Kyle Hall.
His Cougar fans are on their feet applauding him in the front row as a young man took some licks today but stayed in the football game and played a superlative game. Magnificent football by that young man.
Vernon Hills has 3 timeouts. Let's see if they start to use them. They'll burn that first one right now.
Timeout.
Lawrence, it's like literally the second or third time that I've caught myself catching my own breath with the action that we've seen today. There's no way to describe, you know, the pace of a 62-48 game.
When coming to Champaign for the state finals, an Illini game, or just to visit, the best place to stay is Hawthorne Suites by Wyndham. Located just 4 blocks from Memorial Stadium, Hawthorne Suites, it's clean, it's comfortable, got great rooms. All are welcome. It's a welcome sight when you're on the road. Their fitness center, indoor pool, hot tub, and full hot breakfast, complete with an omelet chef, are just a few of the perks that make the Hawthorne Suites the place to stay in Champaign. I actually took a walk this morning from the Hawthorne Suites over to the stadium. Beautiful, a nice morning. Came back, had some great oatmeal, a little bit of brown sugar.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're a better man than me because you walked from the Hawthorne Suites to here. I went right to that breakfast, which was absolutely magnificent.
We did see the omelet chef. He was out there doing work, that's for sure. And we appreciate him for that. Taylor with the keeper to the right side. And another timeout by Vernon Hills.
Losing a helmet was Jeffrey Rosenstock. The good news is his head wasn't
Well, since we have time to talk about those helmets, and Edgy Tim brought that up, you might notice that VH on the helmet for Vernon Hills.
Yeah.
Well, they got this, Edgy Tim, this is according to him, they got permission from Van Halen. That is the Van Halen.
Oh, Edgy got permission?
No.
Hills.
No. Well, I'm sure Edgy would too.
He was in on that.
But they got permission from Van Halen and Warner Brothers to use that VH on their helmet.
Sure.
How great is that?
Yeah, so cool. Nice shot of the helmet there. VH. Vernon Hills.
And you know what? Let's bring Edgy Tim in. How did this come to pass?
Well, first, just to clarify, guys, the Van Hagar gave me permission, but the Van Halen version didn't. So,
That's pretty quick.
When the school was in development about a year or so before they built it, obviously they knew it was going to be called Vernon Hills for the community. You know, I cannot remember the administrator wrote Warner Brothers a letter, got the letter back from Warner Brothers and the band giving him permission. It's still posted in the school.
I think that was Ellen Swift, the principal there.
Yep.
Quick on that one. And had something to do with that. What a neat story that is.
It's a great story. And now we're closing in on a minute here. And no timeout called by Vernon Hills after that first down run by Hess. Now the clock winds and we are under a minute to go in this game. I think we're seeing victory formation. Yep. This is the Peoria version of victory formation.
One more time, but the Hugs have already started.
This would be the first state title for Tim Thornton. He's saying one more kneel down and then we can celebrate. Let the party begin in Peoria. The Peoria Lions, your 5A state champions in 2016.
There's the man of the hour. Number 1 is number 1 as a champion right now. Peoria Lions, the 5A state champions in championship fashion. Coran Taylor was the man.
They said that they wanted to own the city. I think Tim Thornton's bunch has done that. Hugs for the big man all the way around as they win a final of 62-48. The two teams line it up in midfield. And these kids from Vernon Hills have no reason to hang their heads. They played an excellent game.
Both teams played their hearts out. We had fireworks from the get-go. Both teams scoring high octane, moving the football. We ran the ball. We passed the ball. We caught the ball. We had kickoff returns with the football. We had some sticks, some fumbles, an interception, a little bit of everything in just an outstanding football game to watch and for you and I to have the pleasure to be a part of.
Let's take a look at our Wintrust play of the game. It's Coron Taylor with this run on the outside, and you see him get up and down the field, break tackles, just had an unbelievable day. Taylor for the afternoon, 17 carries for him, 130 yards, 3 touchdowns, and that's to go with 215 touchdowns, 215 yards passing and 2 touchdowns as well. The juggernaut that is the offense from Peoria captures a state title and takes it back to Peoria. A lot of celebration. Taylor talking with a lot of the kids over on Vernon Hills, a helmet tap for Drew Weingartner, who had a record-setting day of 19 catches, 128 yards, and 3 touchdowns. But the day belongs to Taylor and to the Peoria Lions.
He has such a presence and a persona to him, and just a junior. That's what's amazing about him, is that he, he's 6'3", 204. He's going to be 6'4", 6'5", and 6'4", 6'5". He's going to be 220, and he's got a rifle of an arm. He's got a strong lower body, great vision. There's nothing that he can't do offensively. His reads were impeccable today, and that's why he led his team to a championship.
He's our country player of the game. Our country financial player of the game is Coron Taylor. Coron Taylor, who had an incredible day running and throwing the ball. Tim Thornton, the head coach of Peoria, told us earlier this week, he says his football smarts are just off the charts. And we saw him be able to make a lot of good plays with his feet. We saw him get the ball downfield. And now we see a state championship for the Peoria Lions. They win the 5A title, 62-48, in a great, great game between these two hard-fought teams. But Peoria victorious. Back here at Memorial Stadium as Peoria beats Vernon Hills 62-48 to capture the 5A state championship. Vernon Hills now getting their second place awards. Head coach Bill Belcoma there with his team. And you see Kyle Hall, who just played his heart out.
He was just a leader. We talked about him being a quiet leader. He was that. He took hits, bounced back up. Took hits, bounced back up. His pitch and catch to, 2 or 3 different wide receivers, including Weingartner, were the key to them hanging around. All they wanted was to be in position to see them hoist that second place trophy. And that's a big piece of hardware that will sit very well in the Vernon Hills trophy cases. I'm sure there'll be some kind of celebration tonight, tomorrow, Monday, what have you.
They should celebrate it, and they should not hang their heads after a performance like this. State runner-up, nothing to sneeze at. And Bill Bellicomo, he said that this group of seniors, he's been with this group of seniors since they were in 5th grade. They're in 5th grade when he got an opportunity to get them inside their program. And there's been a lot of hiccups for the Vernon Hills program, and talking to some people that have been around it over the last 4 years, what these seniors have accomplished has been pretty amazing. And yes, it's not the trophy that they wanted, and Bellicomo joked about the 2 trophies weighing the same, but they have earned this runner-up trophy. They earned it. And now we see Tim Thornton, who got the Gatorade bath.
Yeah.
They
surprised him with that too. It was from the backside.
Yeah, they got him pretty good. They got the big man pretty good there, but he is all smiles right now. He doesn't need anything to warm him up other than being presented with the 5A trophy.
Well, what he'll be telling people afterwards, honestly, is the game plan is exactly what we had talked about going in. Yes, Vernon Hills kept up with them, but ultimately it was the number three takeaways in the second half, which started a little bit of separation. They wore down Vernon Hills in the long run, forced some turnovers, and you see some smiles and gold medals going around the necks and taking a championship back to Peoria.
The captains all getting the medals there. Is Kendrick Green, who played a great game. And there's the head coach. As the trophy is getting ready to be presented, administrators getting some love too. Peoria wanted to own the city of Peoria, wanted to try and bring the city together behind a title, and they accomplished just that. 2016 5A state champion Peoria Lions. And the trophy presentations are being brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. There you see the ranks too on the helmets. They do that with the helmets down at Peoria. They have the city skyline of Peoria on the caps and on the helmets, and that's going to be a fun bus ride back to Peoria and a fun celebration for a school that saw a strike last year. Killed their season. To come back and put together a performance like this is really, really impressive.
Yeah, what a great run it was. Just one hiccup. Galesburg was the only loss, but the points and the productivity, the efficiency of their offense, the entertainment of their offense, but more importantly, what those young men have learned to do for the community on and off the field, reading to elementary school, you know, having community efforts, what have you, they've all been very, very important part of what they've done.
Well, take a look at what they did as far as rushing goes this year. Second all-time behind Joliet Catholic of 2007 with almost 6,200 yards rushing. And then you start talking about the points that they've scored. Over 800 points for them.
Averaged over 57 points per game, with a high of what, 90 in the 90s, and 7 or 8 times over 60 points on the season. In the final plays we have 86 plays run for Vernon Hills, 80 for Peoria. 186 plays run, 168.
There's a championship for that man, Tim Thornton, and the Peoria Lions. They come to Champaign and take down a very game Vernon Hills Cougar squad with a 62-48 win to capture the 5A state championship. We got an opportunity to see some great players, and we thank you so much for joining us. Peoria Lions, 5A state champions.
Welcome into the Country Financial game break. 62-48 the final, with Peoria topping Vernon Hills for their first ever state title. Wow, what a way to start our full slate of football coverage today and the title games here in Champaign. I'm Sierra Santos alongside Edgy Tim. What do you got to say about that one?
Well, what can live up to this? I hope we have 3 more games that can live up to this. I mean, Sierra, talk about just an offensive explosion. Peoria, I mean, really both teams. You know, Vernon Hills offense didn't score a ton of points in this ball game. They really, or in this season, they were very efficient, but really wasn't able, or really didn't need to crank it up. They cranked it up today. They played great, just not enough. And it was interesting how I thought a turnover was key late in the third quarter. Again, an interception from Peoria turned the game. I thought that was a changing moment in this ball game.
And you said, you know, after the 75 points were scored just in the first half alone, you said something's got to give. There's got to be some sort of turnover. And even head coach Tim Thornton said that as well. He said, we're playing exactly like how we want to be playing right now. We want to keep on grinding it out. He said one of the key things was going to be to get an interception and get a turnover. Well,
and you talked about forced fumbles and turnovers that Peoria was able to cause this year defensively. Defensively, yes, there's a lot of defensive coaches that are shaking their head after watching this. But bottom line is they were able to force turnovers when they needed, which is absolutely huge, trying to get a big stop or two. They were able to do it. that changed the game. Peoria's going home with the state title.
And the surprising thing was in this one is that it was actually Vernon Hills breaking some records with Drew Weingartner having the most catches ever in a state championship game. Even still, they put up a ton of offense. They said in the during halftime that they didn't want to have to get into this race with them, but they matched up well and they kept pace.
I mean, at this point, should Vernon Hills like maybe rename a street for Kyle Hull? I mean, what a gutsy performance. The whole team really. I mean, you're in such a back and forth game, and those kids never quit. Kyle never quit. And again, I mean, it's just respect. And I know people throw that word around a lot, but how can you not respect him and that Vernon Hills team after this ball game? Definitely earned it, I think, in everyone's eyes.
And Peoria just putting up huge points all season long. And we'll be back with more just a little bit after this. Peoria, your 5A state title champions. Welcome back into our country financial game break, where Peoria just captured the 5A state title with a 62-48 victory over Vernon Hills. Coming up next, we're going to get more action. A Class 6A tilt with Prairie Ridge facing Sacred Heart Griffin. 7A title game has Plainfield North versus East St. Louis. And Class 8A, the big dogs, Loyola Academy versus Maine South. Coming up, we'll meet with head coach, the Victors, right after this.
I'm looking.
All right, we're back.
Check. Testing 1, 2.
Welcome back into the country financial game break, where Peoria has just captured the Class 5A state championship with a 62-48 victory. And we are here with the newly crowned state champs. And Coach,
yes, sir.
I got to ask you, first of all, you said you wanted to keep grinding at halftime.
Yeah.
You did exactly that. All you wanted to do was wear them down, get a few interceptions. What did you say to the guys during halftime?
I mean, I said the same thing to them we say every week, and I mean, it's literally just go out one play at a time and win every 6 seconds that we're out there playing. And these guys have done a great job buying into that, and we know the longer we can make the game, the better off we're going to be, and we're prepared for that kind of game, and that's what we got, and,
yes, sir.
And it paid off.
One more question for you. I know what Peoria means to you as a community, so what does it mean to bring home the first ever state title?
I mean, it's just fantastic. I mean, just the number of people that you see in the crowd, the number of people that came out for us today, and just that we're able to bring that kind of experience to them as well, and then the hard work, more importantly than anything that these kids put into it, it's just been fantastic.
All right, first of all, Mr. Taylor, you need to clarify this for the world. Pronounce your first name.
My first name is Karan, not Karen, Corin, or none of that other nonsense.
Karan.
Yeah, Karan.
So I've been correct all this time.
Yes, sir.
I gotcha. I mean, this is like a regular day in the office for you offensively, for your guys. I mean, this is your system. This is what you do. I mean, but how special is this one for you?
I mean, it's real special, like going out and getting it done. Like we believed all the way since June 2nd when we first started. So that was our goal, and we got it, and it feels good.
Mr. Pancake Charity, Kendrick Green. Last time I saw you before this season, I saw your season end last year at Lincoln Way West. Talk about that time frame leading up to the state title. What did it take from you and your seniors to get this thing done?
It took a lot of, nobody wants to feel that feeling again, especially now your senior year when you don't get another chance to do it. And that's what, we thought about that all season. And we worked for it, and this is what we worked for right here.
Coach, just defensively, the turnover, the interception late in the third quarter, I thought changed momentum. Did you get the same feeling when that thing went down?
Yeah, I mean, right before that was when their play count had expired, what their average play count was, and so we knew we were getting into what we call lion time and getting to the point where we're going to start wearing the other team down, and that just started it, and then went down and scored, and I think it made a big difference.
FHS, guys.
FHF.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the title. You'll be taking it back. I'm sure there's going to be a party in Peoria.
Yes.
Amen.
We'll send it to break. We'll be back right after this.